Whoa! Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fry Up Bricks. This is 305. Yes, we've passed the 300 mark. That was a few weeks ago. Well, tonight I plan on building. Actually, I could probably pull that out of my pocket. I plan on building. Finally found them. I'm going to build some roses. Of course, I can't gift them to myself, so they'll probably end up sitting somewhere upstairs in my mom's, probably one of the tables. I mean, you know. Might have to make myself a Lego vase, but you know, I don't know if I can make one as good as that. So we'll see. I really miss the old boxes. I could just cut a seal, but I'm guessing glue is just, I guess glue versus tape. I guess they both recycled just about the same. I guess so. Yep, that's probably what we will do tonight. Jesse has in-person D&D this week. Larry is door dashing, and I guess I will be building, and we'll see. Sounds like Lego Fortnite's getting an update. Actually, I was trying to actually update that before I went to bowling tonight, and that didn't work. That the server was down. So to playing later tonight will take a little bit more to get into, I guess. So. Oh, I got a bunch of thin books, I guess, for this baby. Thin books. I guess roses are pretty easy to make, I guess. So, that is pretty much it for me. Other than that, I mean, everybody, there was obviously buying and stuff, whatnot. I mean, I haven't bought anything in the Walmart sales. I haven't really bought anything else. What else? Listing all my stuff for sale to sell. So I've been kind of listing, I try to organize my stuff again. I started a spreadsheet back in about 2011, never finished it. That one had receipt information. This one's going to be just whatever I find in inventory right now. I'm just going to kind of get it on a spreadsheet so I know what I got. And that way kind of, figure out how I want to sell it. Other than that, Brickworld Milwaukee's coming up here in a month. I just actually asked for my space requests. As far as I know, it'll be just in my area, just myself. I haven't talked to anybody else who would plan on sieging the castle. So it'll be just myself. Other than that, planning for Chicago. But with the Milwaukee show coming, I got stuff I'm gonna have to take there that I won't be able to take apart to use for Chicago. So hopefully I got parts, which I should have. Might take apart the King's Castle, the 3-in-1 castle, and I got another one of those coming too, whatnot. So and then of course I had to pay for Luggy bulk, and so yep. So that should be it. I don't know anybody who else is going to join us tonight. Worst case, I'm gonna put Chester on camera if nothing else for while I eat. I'm sure you guys all want to hang out with Chester. Yeah. He's more popular on the internet than I am anyways. I don't know, do I have a Chester camera tonight? Chester, you need a camera. You need a Chester cam. Except if I do that, you guys might still see me eat. So let me see. I'll take Prontero out of there. Let's see here. Come on, Chester. That big fluffy tail's getting in the way, buddy. Oh, that ain't working. That isn't working. Well, let's see here. So, what is everybody else up to? What else has got? Everybody got shows coming up. What are we doing here? FB build. Okay, something is going on here. I can't get the cameras to work. Yeah. That has not even been listed yet. I'm still debating on that one. So that one, because it's the same theme that I build, that's just gonna be one that might be tougher to part. In terms of friends and city and Star Wars. I got all kinds of stuff that definitely Will not break my heart if I saw it. There's probably one Star Wars set because Mr. Hinkle talked me into buying it that probably has nostalgia value. Other than that, the rest of Star Wars, other than maybe Master Yoda, would be worth keeping. Let me see if I can figure out how to get another camera here. I don't like, why does it do that? Gives me a little red box. So, it, you know, oh, man, really? No, that's not what I want. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, okay. Well, stupid. Might have to add another one. Oh. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Easier way to do this. Let's see here. Oh, actually, I know. Hold on. We'll see here. We'll do this. We'll do this. We will do this. Okay, try to go check it Insta, I guess. Let me see. I might have to just add a brand new freaking camera because this is nutty. Testing extra. What is it going to be here? Wow. Is that one not even plugged in or something? Oh, that would explain it. That is a good reason why it's not working. I moved my computer the other day and it stopped working. That would explain it, wouldn't it? Let's cancel this. Let's add this. Actually, better yet, let's go back to here. No, that's not working. Okay, let's. Oh, this is so much fun. See if it still gives me the box. It did. I don't want that. Trash that. Yep, trash that. You guys are getting the crash course in here and trying to get another camera. What do we got? Wow, yeah, that's a good one. There we go. That's a good Chester. That's a good Chester shot. What do you guys think? Gives you guys the evil eye. Evil eye from Chester, guys. Other than that, you know, yeah, I got to build. So, yeah, check your Insta, Mr. Brett. I think I haven't heard from Chop. I sent him one real quick. And then, of course, I sent my arch nemesis. Oh, I could probably change this because this person no longer exists even in the D&D world because she passed away last week, killed in battle. So, yeah. So, eat some of my dinner while it's still warm. Ooh. Lottery ticket was in there. Let's hope it's a $500 million winner, $1 billion winner. So what is everybody gonna work on tonight while we stream some building of flowers? And actually, you know what? I have not downloaded the new music, which I need to do. He's got a new one I like, so we'll play it. Let's see if this will play. Let me mute myself for half. Oh, playing at the right volume. Good. Okay. This will be the background music from the 300th episode backdrop. But he posted this one. He has a new music. He has a new song. Brett is here. A dragon and Cheshire can do battle. I love it.
Really? There's two dragons there, Reed. I didn't think your eyesight was lacking, buddy. You don't want to.
Cheshire could take on a dozen. Cheshire could take on a dozen. He left his tails and maybe some teeth. He's worse than a dog. He'd chew them up and spit them out.
I got one of them and all if you want it.
A Duplo one might give him a little bit of run for his money, but the regular ones, nah, not so much.
Did you see, Reed? I got to ask you this. Did you see? Was it Haley that showed the Duplo Dragon the other night on Cliffstream? I think was it Cliffstream?
I don't know.
She showed the black Duplo Dragon because, as you know, I've got my Duplo Knight. He sits there with them. But yeah, she showed the black dragon, and I thought, dang it, Haley, now I've got to go and buy that black Duplo dragon.
I might have seen it in a Bricks and Minifig one before, but I think it's pretty expensive, so that's kind of the problem.
Oh, I don't worry about cost of things, Reed. I just find ways to acquire them.
Yeah, but selling your soul after a while is going to get pretty expensive.
Well, again, this night, Cliffy looked, and apparently, that's about $15. I paid $2 for it, and yeah, apparently it's $15. So I suppose you're right. It is going up in value because I paid peanuts for it, and it's gone up already. But I just got it because I thought it looked cool. I didn't even know it was Duplo or not.
I was wondering if that crazy thing was on the left side of the screen. Then I realized, oh, he's got a stack of base plates right there.
I'll send you a little part.
Really
if you look on the shelf, where's my camera? If you look on the shelf up there, look, there's all the vintage ones right at the back. There's all the vintage roads because I love the vintage roads. I know they're not very wide and really they're only meant for 4 wide cars, but I do love them vintage roads. They just remind me of being a kid again. Very rich.
Yeah.
I say. Because I didn't have that many when I was.
I have a few of those. I have mostly the gray ones. I don't have a lot of the other ones.
Yeah. You know, I'm doing a room swap tomorrow. I go back in the other room. And my stepdaughter comes in here, so as you can see, there's nothing on the table. Ready for the big takedown. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I've been looking on IKEA at some desktops. Because they're like wooden tabletops, basically, because I want to build a better display when I go next door. So I've been looking for ideas.
Yeah, we had at one of the times when I was doing cable installs, there was a place behind us that did like office interiors, and they had like the thicker laminate type things they would put in the desk areas that they would put on top of like supports. And so I ended up with a couple of those, and those were like, I think they're like maybe 2 feet by 3 feet, and then the corner one is like literally huge. It's like a 4 foot square, but it's got a cutout. It's almost a 4 foot square, but it's got like a weird cutout. So it's like an L, but it's got a little cross section in the middle. It's kind of weird. I've used it before on my desk and stuff, and that I would use that for my desk and my build area for early years before I have what I have now with a big build table. But they're pretty sturdy. I actually usually in my apartment in Colorado, they sat on top of lateral file cabinets, because, or at least one of them did, because it was a strong cabinet to have it on.
Yeah, no, I want to extend my build range in the other room. I want to make the layout bigger, because I know we all joke around and that, but yeah, the last couple of layouts I've built since I've had the Hocus Pocus and that, I mean, all right, blowing my own trumpet, yes I am, because I feel that I deserve to. My build capability has increased so much since I've been building layouts. I think I've got better, and yeah, I want to push myself to do more. Like everyone always says, I don't keep nothing long enough. You're quite good in that respect, Reed. You keep things built for a while. You take lots of pictures, you know?
A lot of it's going to have to start coming apart here soon.
See, that's the trouble with me. I always want to better it. If I build something that I think is very good, I want to build something that's excellent. You get me? So I'm always trying harder. And as we know, you don't always succeed. Sometimes you build something that's worse.
Well, yeah.
It's luck of the draw, especially with castles.
Hey, Mail. Well, eventually it's going to be one of those things where I need to just get rid of stuff, even the used stuff, because I just have too much of it. Too many built vehicles, too much stuff, you know. Better I got to build a city, but...
Well, again, Reed, I mean, I know you're eating, so I'll take the conversation a little bit, but it's like the new market street. I respect it as a set. I totally do. But saying that, it's not for me. As you know, with me sort of trying to poach the calendar off you, I want the older castle stuff and not the newer stuff. Now, to me, the Market Street, the new one, is good. I've got no complaints with it. You get a good amount of figures, you get a few structures, and it's a couple of $100. There is no complaints. But I also see a post that said it goes very well with the King's Castle, which again is fine. But I didn't rate the King's Castle. If I'm going to spend $400 on Lego Castle, I'd rather buy the original Market Street that comes with the goat. It's $80. Do you know what I mean? Even if I haven't got the box, even if I haven't got the instructions, I've got the original OG set for the same money. Now, for me personally, I didn't get the King's Castle. I don't know whether you did, Reed. Did you get that one?
Which one?
The King's Castle, the most recent one.
Yeah, the big $400 one,
I believe.
Yeah, I got that one, and then I got the Castle in the Forest on Bricklink. Well, the reason I got that was one of the guys in the log had gotten two, and I said, "Well, I'll buy one off you if you want to get rid of one." And so I got one of that, and then that 3-in-1 I built one. I have one spare, and then somebody found another one recently for like 50% off. And so I was like, no one's asking for it. I'll take it. I got 90th anniversary castle. Yeah.
No, that Castle in the Forest, that's a good set. That's probably one of the few Bricklink sets that I actually would put my hand up and say I want. And also, the price of it's gone through the roof. Since you can't get it, it's like people can basically charge what they want for it.
I'm probably just going to take the King's Castle, the 3-in-1s, and take them all apart and just build something unique probably out of them, unless I need some of those parts for the current creation. But I'm hoping I don't, because it's got basically light gray brick pieces, which I should have. Most of that stuff, masonry brick, I should have. The only one I wouldn't have would be the crenellation stuff. But what Chop and I are working on for Chicago, all of our crap's gonna be underground, so we won't, unless we have a miniature castle underneath. I wouldn't need that. And unless I mean, I've got a couple ideas in my head and I got to start building like crazy. So, I mean, I wish Mother Nature would cooperate and give us true spring. So, I mean, basically, once kind of April gets here, April, May, June are going to be like absolute crazy months building. I'm hoping the weather is pretty nice because I just need to build. I haven't talked to Butt Chop in a while. I'm hoping he's doing okay. I know he's got some moving issues coming up here in April, so I'm wondering what's going on there. But I need to find out how Chicago looks. I know Ralph is still, as far as I know, still a go, and so he might end up with the whole top section. I know he can fill it. It's not a problem with that for him since I got my contacts in. Dang it. Hold on one second. Oh, what did I do with those glasses? Did I leave those somewhere? Oh, man. Dang it. Oh, well, I'm going to have to try my best because I got my contacts in and I can't see worth the darn on these dang instructions. And then, but we'll see how this goes. Yeah, Mail. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, if you've built under a crunch before, you can do it. Will it look awesome as if you spent like a year or so on it? Probably not. Because but then again, it depends on if you're building for a year, are you also building the normal time frame that you would build, like before Chicago? So if as April or even mid-March rolls around and I start building, if I'm building 4 or 5 hours a day, some 30 hours a week, I could build a lot within that time frame. If it's somebody who started last year and is working, but they're only doing like 5 hours a week, yes. If they're only doing so much a week, yes, anybody who's crunching can build fast and get it done. I mean, I've seen a few of the WISLUG members have built some stuff very quickly, and that's why one of our collabs is on display at one of the libraries. And so I went and took a boatload of pictures to get ideas to make sure mine is kind of up to snuff. I mean, because mine's kind of basic. I don't have that much in this collab. And so it's one of those things where, I don't have a lot of stuff built. And so it's cool. It's just, it's a struggle for me because it's, oh God, I might have to go. Oh God, this sucks so bad. I think, oh, wait, where did I do it? Oh, never mind. Actually, here you go. I was thinking, here we go. Watch this. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, oh. Reading glasses. I can see now. I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff. I'm just hoping the D&D and some of the stuff really starts Lego down the path of bringing us more, trying to figure out a way to give us, some castle themed stuff again, trying to figure out a way to get back into that theme, back into, because it was, you're right. But like you say, Brett, it's probably not for kids, but it's all about how you market it. It's if they, Nexo Night kind of bombed. If you're gonna do a story, don't try to do futuristic. Do castle, just do strip castle. Maybe do it more of like a historic type thing. Excalibur, whatnot. Just kind of try to do, more of a history. Roll a D20. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Regano. Huh?
But I always thought with the forest men, they needed to do the forest women.
Well, and they're starting to do female characters. What they should do, what they really should do is they basically should, if they're going to do that, maybe even do more of a, since Friends and Elves is done so popular, maybe build some kind of a castle, area, design, but maybe aim it towards maybe the girls that are more into the story stuff than maybe the boys. And who knows, maybe, but the problem is they'd be mini dolls. But even then, if you give us some of that stuff, but still give us, I'd love to see a mix mini dolls and mini figs and have kind of an actual conflict between the two. Now, I don't know if they could do that and still maintain any kind of self-respect, but it'd be fun to do.
I was going to wait until I got home to join this conversation, but I couldn't after hearing your comment that we somehow don't have Castle. The last Castle line that came out was garbage. The only thing that came out of it that was any benefit were the soldiers and the figures, because the sets themselves were garbage. We have gotten Rivendell, we have gotten the King's Castle, we have gotten the Village Raid, the Seven Dwarves, the Viking Village. This is the best we have done since Lord of the Rings. This is the heyday of Castle. If you somehow want them to return to the low level, like 50% or more of the Castle lines have been not even worth purchasing other than the figures in the last run. So I would much rather stick with what we've got now and getting CMFs that are Castle themed that are much better than any figure you're going to see in a set than revert back to a kid-based Castle line, kind of like Nexo Knights, kind of like the Jellybean Knights, that are not good sets and would pale in comparison to what we've been getting over the last year or two.
That's fine. That's good stuff. But you know what? I live check to check, and I would have to literally sell almost 90% of my collection to be able to pay for all this stuff. That's why I want stuff that's affordable.
The Viking Village is only $120. The Viking Village is probably the best of these sets.
I bought one of those already, but I'm saying in terms of any of these other ones that are freaking $400 or $500, I mean, you can only buy so many. Now you're right. If they start doing like a CMF line or something like that, some of those where we get a few here and there, but it'd be nice to do, like you said, a whole line or something like that. The D&D line might be that heading down that line of maybe what they may try to do, something like that. That'd be cool. I mean, the problem
the best Castle figures we've ever gotten have been CMFs. The best Castle figures we have ever gotten have been CMFs. The old Castle lines are cool, but the updated figures have come in the King's Castle and then been available on bricks and pieces, so you can buy them on your $50 a month if you want to. I mean, they make the parts available, and then you can get them on bricks and pieces, or you can get the figures themselves, or you can get the CMF. So I don't care if there are $400 sets out there. The figures themselves will show up on bricks and pieces, and that's what matters more. So, because I don't want garbage $50, $75, $200 sets that aren't any good, that are castles put together with burps and panels and 4+ parts, or little $20 sets that have 2 figures in them that have wagon wheels and some basic pieces that I would never use. So I'd much rather have what we have, even if I only buy half of the sets, than revert back to a classic Castle line.
Well, that's fine. But then if they're going to do that, like the CMF side, it was good, and now they got them in the boxes, and you can't figure what's in there. And so in the end, yes, that's where some are still going to maybe be at, but they're going to be harder and harder and harder to get because you don't get to go in and feel them. And if we keep getting the small barcodes, not the big barcodes that some people get, you can't find.
So you pay $7.50 for a fig instead of $5 for a fig. Big whoop! I'd much rather have the fig than not have it at all. So,
well, I mean, to me, it's one of those things where I would like some stuff in the affordable range. I mean, you're right. I mean, but to me, it's one of those things where you're right. I mean, but it's a little bit both ways. To me, it's both ways. I mean, back in Castle, early days of Castle, they had battle packs and stuff too. I mean, you're telling me all those.
Well, not really. They had that one set. They had it wasn't the same. So, and those battle packs.
You would say you wouldn't buy any of those. Orcs,
the fantasy era, those were the best battle packs by far. And then they did have the battle packs for the last line, which was the only real benefit to that line. And it arrived towards the end of Castle, and then they stopped making Castle, which is fine. But like I said, you can buy the parts off of bricks and pieces for cheaper than you're going to buy a battle pack, and you can pick and choose what you want. So if you're still to the point that you have to be picking up new helmets and weapons and things, then that's a whole different story. But you have a major collection of pieces, so I doubt you're buying castles for parts. It's really the minifigures that are the key driver.
Why would I need figures? I got an army of 800 ice bears. I don't need figures.
Then why do you need castles if you don't want the figures?
I want parts and stuff. Well, I'm asking for everybody. I mean, not just myself, but I don't know.
You are kind of right though, Wagner, because back in the olden days, with the old castle, they didn't have the figures, buddy. This is why I want Reed's advent calendar, because it has figures in it from Vintage Castle. Do you get me? So you're right, the new figures are a godsend. But the fact that they've released Castle again and put no new parts in it is the reason that I haven't followed suit with the King's 90th anniversary. Because if it's got the same parts as every other castle I've already bought, what's the point in buying it if I can build it off of instruction? But the figures, I totally agree. I love the fact that we've got more castle figures, hands down. That is brilliant. You know, dragons, all the CMF things that we can orchestrate into a layout. I think it's brilliant. The figures we've got are a plus. But the sets themselves haven't been top notch. I didn't get the dwarf set because I got the dwarf of mine from the vintage. The new Market Street, I want the old one. I do want Snow White because I feel that as a cottage that will fit in with my medieval layout. I also got Hocus Pocus, which again I think fits in with the medieval layout really well. And again, they're Disney. I mean, I'm not all for Disney. I don't like paying Disney prices, but when they bring out these banging sets that do look good, I mean, again, the King's Castle, it's not my cup of tea personally, but then as I said to Reed, that is it, Falcon in the Forest, the Bricklink one, that's like twice the price, and I'd blinking like that. It'd be sod's law, wouldn't it? I'd go for the expensive one over the cheap one. But yeah, the figures are a much.
Yeah, the question is who are you aiming at? Are you aiming at kids? Are you aiming at AFOLs? Are you, because they could bring back the castle line, but it's not going to be good sets. I mean, typically half the sets in a castle line you're not buying because they're not worth the money, and it's probably more than that. You might buy the castle, but if the castle's not well done, then what's the point? So it may be wishful thinking that yes, Castle's going to come out and little kids can buy it. Do we know that kids are going to want Castle? I mean, is it even going to sell well? Because you mentioned Elves. Elves did not sell well. Elves was not a very successful line for Lego. And so I don't know why we would think that would be a big driver for them to continue to produce more.
Elves is now kind of like all the movies. I mean, it's now got that cult type thing now, because I mean, people now want it, but you're right. When it was out, it was one of those things where you're right, people didn't get it. But I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, because yeah, some of that stuff still sells, some of it doesn't. It depends on the market. Each market's different. Well, but it depends on who's looking.
That stuff sells because it was a limited run and it wasn't bought by collectors very much. So there's not a lot out there, especially the first wave was very limited and it's very hard to come by. Whenever you have parts or sets that are marketed to younger kids, those are the ones that are harder to find. I mean, if you try to find vintage Duplo, it's extremely difficult because no one buys Duplo to collect. They buy it for their kids, they get wrecked, and it's impossible to find new sets anymore.
Unless it's somebody like me and I just stumbled across a couple weird ones at one point and I'm sitting on them still somehow that they just don't sell, but you know.
Yeah, it's Duplo that doesn't sell?
Yeah, I got like an old. Well, I mean, it's. I think I had it out for a while in my Bricklink years ago, and it didn't move. I have an education set, and I got a box. I still got a box, one of the green boxes of Duplo still.
Yeah, but see, that's where there's nothing out there, but there's not a lot of interest either. So you may have one of two copies out there that you can price for whatever you want, but who's collecting Duplo sealed? Unless it's like the old Duplo Castle or the Duplo Dinosaurs or things like that. Other than that, if it's a basic set, like I found a couple of Duplo sets in box, but I don't think anyone's going to ever want to buy them from me.
It's a 4X. It's 2X. Oh,
what's up, Mr. Hinkle? Welcome. I don't know, Ragnar. Everything's gone up, Lego. Whether it's Duplo, Friends, Paradisa, even the city stuff's going up. So never say never, buddy.
Yes, hello all in chat. I can't see chat, so I can't see who's in there. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'll make a wild guess that dude Judah said hello to me at least once since I started talking, but that's just a guess.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't really need you to check, Reed.
But I mean, Hinkle's in there. Hinkle's
Yep.
in there trashing you, but that's okay.
Oh, that's nice of him. I always appreciate a good Hinkle thrashing.
No, he's actually he came in just for the combative nature of our conversations. I think is why he's here. I think he was commenting on that.
It was not combative. It was passionate. And yes, Mr. Hinkle has his Kickstarter for the Doodle Book #2 going on right now. So anyone that's interested can go help support that. And you can get the first Doodle Book too if you want. And I saw Mr. Hinkle already threw together a sketch for your episode last week. And that was up like the next day, it seemed like.
Who? From ours?
Of the gelatinous cube.
Jesse was in one of his streams and actually requested that.
Yeah, I assume that.
Yeah. During one of his weekly streams, he was saying, anybody who's a Patreon could come in and make requests. So he doesn't do doodle streams, but if you're a Patreon, you can come in during his streams when he's doing stuff and actually make requests, and he'll.
Yeah, I really should do that.
I've been doing it for a while. I mean, him, I pay him money, and then the guy that does the music stuff that we have in the.
You mean you support him?
I support people. Yes, I support people with money. I don't know. It's just dang freaking. I'm still trying to learn how to talk again. My brain's not working tonight. What can I say? Kind of mad.
I was going to say there must be a reason you let me on, Reed.
Well, I bowled last week. I told you guys how good I bowled last week, right? And then you
can spare us the details, Reed.
Well, so Saturday morning I get up because I bowled good enough that should have been in the newspaper, and it felt like it was like an Oscar snub that I should have been there, but I wasn't. And this week, of course, I couldn't finish well enough to make it into the paper. So
the Tribune didn't pick that story up. That's weird.
Well, no, I mean, actually, they missed a couple scores, so it's like I don't know. That's okay. It's one of the oldest bowling centers in the state, but that's okay.
Oh, that's right, the bowling center. I forgot.
I think they're the ones that do the scores.
Is it older than your computer or newer than your computer?
Probably older. I don't think they had computers when that business was.
Back when the centers were booming.
Yes, some still are, just not much around here. I mean, the one I worked at Colorado is booming. That one's like a freaking gold mine down there, but I enjoy it. I miss it.
So do you call the middle lane of the bowling alley the centerfold?
There is no middle lane. Uh-oh. What happened?
I don't know. I agree with Mayo, partially. I do miss, with the castle, like you said, Reed, I miss them smaller sets that you can go in when you've got a spare $20 like you used to go into Woolworths And like they'd have the big sets for the flat, and then you'd have the small, like $10-15 set you could probably afford. And you'd look up at the big one and think, one day, do you know what I mean? And get the small set. You didn't have the money.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's what when I'm talking about going back. That's what I'm talking going back to the fantasy era battle packs, because those are the ones I kind of missed.
Mayo, you really needed to put that in there. Thanks a lot.
It is right though, Wagner. You know, look at the Monkey Kid. Everything was so expensive. Just for you. Nobody bought it. The Dreams was reasonable, and I hear so many people telling me that they got Dreams as an addition to their castle stuff or their fantasy era because it was reasonable price. If they would just do that with Castle, if everything wasn't hundreds of dollars, you know,
they just need to figure out
the
some
3-in-1 boat. The 3-in-1 boat was nearly there. That was like $100, and that weren't bad.
It'd be nice if they could figure out a way to But the thing is, I mean, you need to have to pick races again. You know, I mean, dwarves. I mean, the problem is now is they've had Lord of the Rings, so some races might be harder to do because of now that those might fall under copyright unless they're different enough, and whether or not that actually would happen.
Dwarves and elves have been around since like the 1600s or earlier, so don't think there's a concern.
Man, you know, if you were standing right there, I'd do the old Gibbs and smack you upside the back of the head. You know, it would be just so entertaining right now.
Smack who?
You.
Why?
Because in the end, they've been around, but I'm talking because Lord of the Rings came out. I mean, now if you were to do elves or dwarves,
no, I'm saying that Lord of the Rings came out in the 40s, 50s. It's been around forever. There's not suddenly a copyright on elves and dwarves because of the movies or the book. He based that on existing characters, and the fantasy era came out after Lord of the Rings was written, so there's no copyright issues. Why would you be smacking me upside the head for that?
No, I'm just
because
saying,
you're suddenly coming up with some sort of weird copyright out of thin air just because the Lord of the Rings movies came out 20 years ago.
But okay, well, the thing that's obviously going way over your head is Lego has already done.
Way over my head.
They've done those figures. So in the end, if at what point would whoever owns that movie rights be saying, okay, yeah, those are different enough that those would not interfere? I mean, somebody might look at that. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I mean, you just jump on it, just shoot me down without even kind of thinking about why I'm saying it. So
no, I understand what you're saying, but you can't go and say, okay, there are flowers. I'm going to make a flower and I'm going to copyright that. Now it's my flower and you can't make flowers anymore. That's what I'm saying, is that elves and dwarves have been around for centuries. So, and you can't just copyright that and say, I mean, if they do the exact likeness and the exact same figures as Lord of the Rings without the rights, that's something. But the dwarves have been dwarves forever. So, and the elves, maybe there's a little ground to stand on, but again, they've been doing elves. They had elves in a number of things before Lord of the Rings. I mean, they did a series 3 elf before that. So it's not like suddenly there's a new copyright on them. So yes, over my head, because I already explained what you were trying to say.
And don't have those then. I mean, have any of the castle sets since Lord of the Rings, any of the castle sets we've had, any of these big ones, other than licensed ones, have dwarfs or elves in them?
Dwarves and elves only came out in the Kingdom sets, and then they've also come out in the CMFs.
All right, so we have had them in the CMF since then. Okay, well then that's all I was asking.
No, you said I didn't understand what you were saying. Whatever.
This is what we need a cat.
I'm sorry I'm not there for you to slap read because you misunderstood what I was saying.
We need a $50 set again. Couple of figures, some piece of machinery, a weapon, a catapult, a barista, whatever. I'm all down for them smaller sets. I'm up for the bigger sets, but smaller sets too.
Yeah, but you realize that a $15 set these days is a microfighter with one fig.
Yeah,
So
that's cool. So if I got 2 panel pieces, a plate and a few bricks, a couple of weapons and a figure, that's what I
yeah,
expect for 15 quid. 40 quid,
yeah,
I expect 4 or 5 panels, a bit more brick, 2 or 3 figures, $80,
yeah,
I expect maybe a horse, I'm not unreasonable, but everything can't be hundreds of dollars, Me and Reed spoke, Wagner, and I watched a guy review Castle, and he said Castle used to be for kids to build with their imagination. He said now it's aimed at the adults more than the kids, especially in the price point, because as we said back in the day, you could get these smaller sets as a kid. As an adult, you just get big set, big set, big set, big set, and these $50 sets were the gold when I was a kid because I was one of 3. So if I wanted a set, my brother wanted a set. Do you get me? So they had to buy 2. So straight away you reduced in price. So these smaller sets always meant that I got something. For me, I just wish they'd bring back a few more. The figures are good, like you say, the CMFs. I've plucked quite a few out myself. The goat, I've got a couple. I didn't go mad. I think I've got 3, which is more than enough for my layout because I only have 1 farm. But they have been doing some really good figures. The Black Falcons, but then everyone went mad for them. I didn't personally. I didn't go out and buy hundreds and armies. I got the ones I got, but I didn't go out my way to get any more. As you said before, and as we said, the figures are what we need more of. We need more villagers. We need more peasants. We need more shepherds. We need more wizards, we need more baddies. As me and Reed were saying earlier, I think we're right. We need, they've just brought out Boudica, the woman warrior. They've just released that as a new movie. We need some sort of female warrior in a castle. Does that make sense? It's not elves, that's not princesses, that's hardcore Boudica or something of that. We need, we had forest men. Why have we not had forest women? Do you get me?
we had a number of things here. We had forest women back in the 90s. We had multiple
We had
forest women, but either way. So my original argument was, yes, we can go back to the castle lines that we had previously, and yes, you can get a set for $20 or $30 or $50. But until you get to the $50 sets, the sets were generally pretty worthless. All you're going to get is your standard soldiers. You're not going to get the villagers that you get in the bigger sets. You're not going to get these specialized figures. You're just going to get more soldiers, and you're going to get worse sets. So we could go back to the castle line and get, the last line of castle we got was pure garbage. The battle packs were the only thing worth buying in that line. And I'd much rather stick with more expensive sets where you can get the figures and the parts than go back to what they were doing for a classic castle, because the last line was garbage. The line before that was decent. The Kingdoms line was decent. The Jelly Beans line was garbage, even though it came with some nice figures and shields and stuff. So they've been hit or miss with the last 10 years of Castle back when they had Castle. So I've been much happier with what they've been doing with Castle than I had been with what they did prior. So yes, you can do that. Then we can get sets that are cheaper, and that would probably appeal to kids more. And I would prefer not to do that myself. That's my opinion on that. So, and if you're looking for non-combatant castle figures, you're not going to get that unless you have the big sets where they can afford to throw some of those in with the other warriors and things. So,
and again, Wagner, I agree with you. Some of the older sets were not so desirable. But my point is this. I'm arguing for the smaller sets. Those people that designed those sets when I was a kid and when you was a kid, if you're similar age to me, buddy, they're probably, not far off of God's waiting room themselves now. So you've got that new generation of designers that could come in and capitalise them small sets again. It doesn't have to be old-fashioned castle. I'm saying bring the new wave in, just bring the price down a little.
yeah.
It won't stop me buying it. It never does. I like what I like.
Yeah, and that's all a matter of opinion, right?
No,
Yeah.
everybody's got an
I would
opinion.
say the price don't matter. If it makes you happy, it makes you happy, and that's priceless.
And in my opinion, this is the best we've ever had Castle over the past 2 to 3 years. This is the pinnacle of Castle, in my opinion. So going back to what we had before would be a 80% drop in quality, and whether it's parts or figures or sets or whatever. That's my opinion.
Provided we go exactly back to something and we don't go back far enough, or but I mean, like Brett said, I mean, we've gotten a influx of a lot of new designers, at Billin. I mean, maybe there's some guys that have that same love that we have, or we're in those stores like the Mills and stuff, like Imagine stuff back in the day when they had some of those, and would be able to be, okay, let's make something like this, but let's redesign or come up with even something new. Just, I mean, there's so many different things from the fantastical world. And you're right, a lot of them have been CMFs. Well, I mean, maybe bring back some of those and make truly, I don't know, epic stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just would. It'd be nice to have some stuff that's kind of a little bit more affordable. Is just what I'm kind of saying. A little.
Yep,
bit,
I understand, but that's where, again, I argue that CMFs are perfectly affordable, but and Bricks and Pieces is perfectly affordable, but it's not the sets. You can't go out and buy the sets, which is understand what you're looking for.
And Bricks and Pieces is just another thing too. I mean, you're also with that. You have to remember too. You're competing with everybody in the world, and so you're right. I mean, you might go in there and you might have the parts you want. You might want to be able to get a couple, which means then you gotta watch it like a hawk. I mean, and that would be with anything. It'd be sets too. But hopefully, if they're building something with sets, the production is going to be a little bit easier to get a hold of stuff than it would be if it's bricks and Pieces, which you really truly have to watch it like night and day, to get maybe what you want all the time. So, but that's just me. I don't know. I'm looking for everybody. I mean, just like I would tell anybody, at the corporate office. I mean, I never was always looking for the AFOLs. Absolutely never. Yet, I'm sure that's why I got canned, was because my profile said I was an adult fan of Lego. And because, I mean, that was what the district manager said. Go look at your profile. That's the reason why you didn't get why you weren't asked to interview for Hinkle's job. And I'm like, there's nothing in here other than the fact that I'm an AFOL and that I'm an average worker. I mean, what's in here that says I wouldn't be a great community manager? I was like, I mean, I couldn't figure out other than the fact that I'm an AFOL. But wouldn't you think an AFOL, helping AFOLs would be what you would want? Somebody who understands the AFOL mentality, walks the line between Lego employee and Lego fan. I walk that line as good or better than any retail employee ever has. And so, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of,
You've walked the line better than any Lego retail employee ever has. Did you just say that, Reed?
Other than maybe Hinkle. But
wow. So looking at the chat, I'm looking at the chat from behind, so where it's actually live.
You have a live chat?
Quiet you.
Are you sure they're not dead already? They might have been burned by a dragon.
Shoot, now I completely lost my train of thought when you started talking about working at Lego again. Yeah. So, sorry. So I think it was KO that talked about as a mocker. So as a mocker, like I mentioned, the figures are what I want. There are parts that I get, but almost everything I buy nowadays is for figures, unless it's a new Star Wars vehicle that I haven't seen before. So I'm in it for the figures, and the parts will help out, but it's rare that I'm buying a set for parts anymore. So I'm very much of the figures or the driver for what I buy. But if someone's new getting into it, that's where the sets and the affordability make a big difference. So, and Harry Potter and Ninjago have somewhat filled that void with cheaper sets that you can buy that are castle-ish. So I think if you're asking Lego to come up with a new castle line, you were rolling the dice. You can get complete garbage like the Nexo Knights, or I would say there's a 1 in 4 chance you actually get a quality line that comes out. But
so Carter, imagine if you guys are listening, if you guys bring out Castle, make sure it's awesome, and you will have the AFOL praises until you guys are dead and buried.
And again, I don't think Lego markets a lot of their actual lines to AFOL. They market the creator and the higher end stuff to AFOLs, but their lines are not aimed at adults. They're aimed at kids.
The only line they're marketing to the adults is the expensive ones, because adults can afford those, kids can't. I mean, that's none of the other lines are marketed.
Well, but grandparents can afford a lot more than they used to. The kind of stuff you see going for birthday presents and Christmas presents. Back when I worked at the Lego store, you had people buying $200 or $300 sets for their kid for a birthday or for Christmas, which is unbelievable to me.
Where I worked, yeah. Put it this way: one store, no; one store, yes. The ninth richest county in the country, yes, they were buying expensive sets. In the other store I first started at, no, those people were buying your affordable sets. So, there were two different worlds I worked in, and most adults are looking at the expensive sets. I mean, unless of course you're building like a full theme, like TJ is buying probably everything Ninjago. Is he buying other stuff, Star Wars, stuff like that? Probably not. He's a Ninjago fan. Through and through, a Ninjago fan. He is going to buy every Ninjago set he can get his hands on, but is he going to buy a lot of the other themes? Probably not. What do I buy? God forbid. I'm buying roses tonight. I mean, I buy stuff that interests me. Is it Castle? No, because I can't afford some of the castles right now. That's why I'm writing down all my sets. So what can I sell that I know I will never build to buy maybe the medieval market? Or
well, that gets you down to like what, 1,000 sets, Reed? That's hard to do. What were you going to say, Brett?
I was just going to ask you both a point you made, Ragnar, about the figures. Definitely, right? I'm a castle guy. You guys have obviously been in it a lot longer than I have. I'm a lot newer to it. Do either of you have or have owned the castle chess set? Because I think these sets were brilliant. I never saw the price of them. I've never seen one in real life, and I don't hear anybody talk about them.
I bought 3 copies of the castle chess set that was just the figures. I don't think I ever bought the castle set that was the brick built pieces. But I have 3 copies of the castle chess set. Yes, that's how I built up my kingdom's armies for dragons and crownies.
I saw it in the store. I mean, and we might. Hinkle would have to let me know. I don't remember if they ever had it built at the Mills store. They might have, because I mean that was when I first got in. But I was buying for John and I City, so I really probably was skimming over a lot of the castles. I was probably there. Now, what's funny and ironic about that is we did that 72-hour live stream auction probably 2 or 3 summers ago, where I supposedly bought 2 of the Viking chess sets from Chad and still have not paid and have not received. And so I mean that goes way back. That I still have to pay for it sometimes. It's funny because it'll come up when I don't have the money, and then when I have the money,
a couple of Viking chess sets too. Those were fantastic when they came out because it was the best way to get figures. But the figures that came out of the chess sets were lower quality than the figures that came out of the regular sets.
I didn't know that. Were they? Well, they probably were they made like in a different area? Maybe with
yes, I believe they were made separately.
So that might have been why. So.
Which gigantic green awkward monstrosity are we talking about here?
What? I guess that is that what color it was? I didn't think it was green. Was it?
Yes, that was green. Yes, at least the one that I got.
Okay.
Oh, the other thing too is I thought it came with. There were some other parts that were useful because it was white and black, and I don't remember what it was. There was some piece I thought that you got a lot of in that set, but a decent number of tiles. Oh, you're talking about the big chess set, Tinkle, not the small chess set that I'm talking about.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking the massive. I wasn't thinking the small one. I was thinking that massive one that was brick built. Like that's what I thought Brett was asking too. Is that what you're asking, Brett? The big one, or the small one?
No,
I mean, they
was
did
on
a
about
couple
the
small
small
ones.
one, but
Wasn't there like a $300 one that was the Kingdoms that had the skeletons on one side and someone on the other side? That was not worth it. Never got that one. No, I did the Kingdoms chest sets that were $50 a piece.
No, yeah, see, I never got those. I mean, like I said, probably a
That
lot
was
of stuff.
You got like 32 figures for $50. That was one of the best deals on figures ever.
See, like I said, a lot of stuff I think I skimmed over. I was looking for other stuff and kind of, I mean, because I just remember seeing the dwarf battle packs and all that stuff, and just I think at the time I wasn't into Castle back then. It was not something that I was buying. I was, like I said,
You hadn't been struck with the Ice Bear urges yet.
No, this was we're talking 2005, 6, 7, back when I came out of my dark ages, and that was when my friend John here in town said, "Hey, there's a Lego store there. Find it." And I found it, and then I was buying city sets. Why? Why do you think I have so many god awful city sets? It's like,
they're god awful.
Well, some are.
They're not god awful. They're just geez, yeah, that one. I never got the giant chest set. That one's worth quite a bit now. That one came with the dwarves, at least. Yeah, the dwarf.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was a big one. I mean, I think I looked at it a couple times, but yeah, that price point was pretty hefty. And that was, I think, before we started getting the really good discount as employees. I mean,
and that was a weird combination of figures too, because you had dwarves and you had crownies and you had the wizard and all sorts of things on there.
I did. Well, the small chest. Now the small chest set, I did get that one. That was the. Yeah, that one.
The size of a child. Yes.
What? I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about.
Wagner, my best figure.
But I was thinking we're going way back.
My best figure purchase was actually a free.
Your best figure what?
I don't know if Reed. My best figure purchase for Castle is actually off of Reed. I don't know if he remembers this, but 3 or 4 72-hour auctions back, I bought I believe it's the Lion Knights and it was the Dragon Knights, and they were both.
Yeah. I still had some of those guys down.
Yeah, they were the best purchase I've ever had. I bought them off Reed. And to this day, I've even had Buckchop say to me, "Where did you get them figures, Brett?" And I said, "I got them off Reed." He said, "I didn't know Reed had that." I said, "Yeah."
I think I finally sold. Actually, it's wild. Is I think I finally sold the last of the Black Knights to Mayo or somebody at Chicago one year. The last one I had, because I sold the Knights to somebody. I think I sold like the one night too, but I sold a couple at like one of the shows somewhere. And then I mean, it was wild. I was like, I had the one. I got just the one left. That's all I got left. And so I mean, because at that point I was doing the Ice Bears. I didn't really need those guys. They were valuable. So why keep for me? I'm just going to collect dust. I mean, so the castle stuff I don't need. I do sell. The stuff that I'm. But I mean, some stuff I don't know. It's just. It's tough. There's a lot of stuff out there, and you're right. I've got the Ice Bear fixation these days, and luckily there's still people that want to build with me and have fun for that. And
yeah, Kevin, I decided not to go down the John route. I considered it, but decided against it. Hello, Lawrence. How goes it? Waiting for orders. Yeah,
yes, my friend
IBL.
John,
that's Reed.
Ice Bear Life. That's a good name for a magazine. I should probably do that.
Surprised it hasn't taken off. You think there'd be a lot of people that would be interested in Ice Bears and their
actually, the way
daily habit.
The way it would take off is if it was like Chester eats Ice Bears in the Ice Bear Life magazine.
So in your mind, is Chester scaled relatively as he is with your Chester versus the size of the Ice Bears, or is he actually? Are they both accurate to real life Ice Bears and real life squirrels?
Chester's more like a dragon to minifigs, and and for the
wagon.
for real life, probably he'd be a giant fluffy, cuddly dragon. Yeah, I guess.
I'm surprised you haven't kind of like the cuddly dragon from last week, right? I'm surprised you haven't brick built him yet.
Chester, yeah, I haven't gotten around to that. I mean, I did. I have a million projects.
An idea you've had squirreled away for a while.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It keeps getting it gets too nutty for me to keep working on it. So.
Yeah, at the tail end of your build list.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yep. Won't be building that for a long time.
Probably. Are you? So, what are you bringing to? Are you bringing to Milwaukee?
I got to start building this weekend because I haven't started anything yet.
So, and you took apart the Ells Village from?
I did. Yep. Oh, and you were talking earlier about whether people, if you build last minute or you build well in advance. And last year was a perfect illustration where usually I start building in January or February on my builds, and they get to be 4 base plates by 4 base plates or something like that. And the quality is what you'd expect from a 3 or 4 month build. My Elven Village, I started back in like September or October, and it was, the scale of it was representative of the amount of time that I put into it. So it makes a huge difference whether you start early and really work on something versus if you start it like I'm going to a month and a half out, and it'll still be decent size, but it's not going to be anywhere near the quality of my build from last year.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, that or people build stuff and it becomes, it's hidden and you can't, and so some of what it might have a large scale you just can't see. Like my castles have always been big, but you're right, they don't have much for the inside. So that's
yeah.
One of these years I want to probably do that, but I don't know.
Who's procuring some children?
What
is Mr. Hinkle referring to there?
What? I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about.
Or is he talking about is he talking about procurement? Was that what it was from last week?
I don't know. I'm not that was so last week.
I know you were forgetting about your purple worm kill already, which is again just a week ago. Oh yeah. That was, as I said, that was one of the funniest we've had, I think, ever on this show. Was last week's episode.
Is that how that goes? Ooh.
And we had Nikki on too, which is unusual.
And was Tanya last week or was she the week before?
She was a week before, I believe. Yeah. Unless you're calling Nikki Tanya, then Nikki was on last week.
No,
but I don't think you are. I think there was a Tanya on the week before when I was not available.
Yep. No. Tanya is one of the originals. Tanya and Hinkle were the original other two.
The OGs.
The OGs, yes.
The original guest stars.
The original, yeah. The original guard. The original guard.
Those were the days.
And I might be getting a little bit better. I'm leaving. I got my dentures still in. I got my contacts still in. So hopefully, I got to get used to them. So
you've already killed off the first wife of Prontero. That was a bit morbid, and the fact that it was his first wife before you even started was also. I was surprised and a little disturbed by that.
What? That he's been married?
No, that you're already saying he's going to get married after this character, and I just started this character.
Well, no, this character's got a backstory that goes back already from the time that Prontero started playing. Just nobody knew about it.
Oh, you're saying that now this was his wife before he started the campaign with Critical Bricks.
Yeah.
Boy, talk about
when he said he wanted more backstory after my cop maybe had a lame backstory. It was one of those things where, okay, you want backstory, okay? And I threw out a whole backstory, and then it just got more detailed as we played along. That's why when when I got so much, when people were trying to see if Prontero would get hooked up with Bulgara earlier on, I was like, I pulled stuff from my real life. I mean, she's with another guy. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that goes after a woman if she's with somebody. That just isn't classful, because then it could happen to me. And so, but then in the end, I mean, I guess I needed to say, you know what? He's been married. His married had a tragic death. He's just not ready to jump into a relationship. I guess at that point, that's where I needed to bring that out, and I just didn't. That, or I didn't have it kind of totally finalized at that point, and that was kind of, at the point, it just, I think maybe that was probably where I really got motivated to come up with a backstory, because that was kind of crazy from my standpoint. So I was like, yeah, okay. So, but yeah. So that was kind of, yeah, you're right. It was something that, you're right. If you didn't know that there was more of a backstory for it, it would have been weird.
I wish we could stitch together these Prontero background things and explanations over the last year. It would be great. Well, it wouldn't be a year; it'd be 6 months. So, and there's definitely some rewriting of character history, but that's just fine. That's what D&D's for.
Well, that or it probably was something that probably needed to be there. It just was something that maybe.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Got a jump start by some conversations in other episodes that was like, okay, this will make sense, or this will help explain stuff or whatever. So, we got to have humor, Kevin. Lego and humor go hand in hand.
Yeah, but my humor makes you mad sometimes.
Sometimes. It's okay. We can just call you Sans Jr.
Oh boy, you wish you could slap me across the face tonight. You've now called me Sans. Talk about insults left and right. And you were talking way over my head.
I'm just
read.
I gotta have fun somehow. Might be out of it tonight. Can I maybe just say it? Maybe tonight. I brought my bowling home with me, and I probably shouldn't have, but it did anyways. It came with me, and but then again, hey, I mean, it could be worse. I could still be agonizing over my, missing package,
True.
Somebody brought that up one week where I was not planning on saying anything, and it came up out of the woodwork. So,
you were planning. Yeah, that was a constant topic in your mind for 2 months, 3 months.
Until it was good, until it was done, and then I was hoping it was done, but it wasn't done, I guess.
Never ending story. Oh.
Wow.
I was pretty happy with that rendition, but apparently it was just me. That is one of my favorite movies, though, so I'm probably more attached to it than most people.
I guess so. Okay, so what we got emotes now, I guess. I did not know that. Okay.
Mr. Hinkle, don't you dare.
Well,
is that Cookie Monster?
If you're gonna give me somebody that's looks like he's mad and fuming, at least give me some devil horns too while you're at it. Come on, hey, if I'm gonna look evil, I might as well be evil. Come on.
No, it's not evil. That's saying you're mad. That you're frustrated with what I'm saying. It's not making you evil. It's you're getting mad about what I'm saying, and I'm just talking and talking and talking. I think that's pretty spot on.
You got to come and read tonight, Wagner. He's been keeping an eye on the chat. We've had a good conversation about Castle.
Kind of keeping an eye on chat.
No, whenever I get passionate about something to jump into the stream, then it's always going to be a more elevated emotions that night, right, Reed?
Yeah. I mean, and if it wasn't for emotions, I mean, we wouldn't be human. I mean, get ready. November is going to be crazy emotional around here. So
why November?
Because we get to do this crazy election thing again. You know,
Wow, that was
Oh,
out of left field. I was not anticipating that.
well, that's what usually happens in November.
Well, my birthday's in November, so I'm much more concerned with that than I am with
mine too.
the presidential election.
You'll probably just get some Lego sets. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, just because it's not the landscape isn't changing much, so it's just, to me, it's oh goody. At least we get this. We get Lego to take our mind off of everything else that is crazy in this world. Thank you, everybody who joins us every week for this, because it's a nice break from the madness of our world these days.
Yeah. Mr. Hinkle, the that symbol for me definitely has the feel of, has at least a tinge of obliviosity to it, which I somewhat resent and somewhat appreciate. So,
Well,
and I also note that your that somewhat matches your drawing of me on this stream. So again, the focus is on me constantly talking with my mouth open. So be it.
You know, Kevin, you're always welcome. Hinkle, you're always welcome to come in here and draw, because you can draw that stuff. You know, welcome to come in and get some work done.
We should see some of your drawings at some point, Kevin. Someday, finally.
In person. As you're
Well, this is virtual, Reed. We're not in person.
Well, virtually in person. How's that sound?
That sounds like an oxymoron.
Well, I am a moron, so hey, there you go.
That is not what I said, Reed.
That's what I added. I wanted to add it to it. Is that okay?
So be it, Reed.
Did you notice I actually went and actually used, I called myself back and actually used Hinkle instead of like one of the Kevins or something like that. So
I did notice that. There's been an evolution over time, but if Mr. Hinkle started showing up live more, it would probably revert back to the previous status quo.
I don't know. It'd be a tale of two Kevins at that point. I'd have to figure out who I want to call who.
Yeah.
I'd have to figure that one out. I guess until that happens, I don't have to worry about it. I guess. What?
It's true.
Finally, no, not sad Reed. That's my least favorite Reed. Okay, what? Okay.
Your least favorite Reed is sad Reed? I mean, sad Reed is definitely not one of the best Reeds, but that's your least favorite Reed? So sad Reed is worse than sleeping Reed.
Oh, I like sleeping Reed. Sleeping Reed.
So do I. I always take the mickey out of it. Sorry, Reed, but I do.
I was just telling somebody about the sleeping, the sleeping of like stuff. What the heck? How is this? Oh, there we go. Okay.
There are some things in life that are just iconic. When Reed fell asleep on the stream and I changed my name to the guy below me is the
I had to do that a couple times on Critical Bricks when we've gone super late, and I am starting to get up close to being up 20 some plus hours. I do have to sleep once in a while. At least get that little cat nap in there to kind of revitalize myself.
I take frequent cat naps.
Well, I took
24/7. That's 24 hours a month, 7 months a year. Sorry, that was a completely unrelated reference.
Yes, it's always good when stuff gets resolved. It's always a good thing.
Resolution. Do you don't like the drama then of things being unresolved and just being points of tension forever after?
I still have.
I'm not a big fan of that myself, but
I still have. That's still going to be a portion, a thing of tension for as long as I live. But we'll stay away from that.
Well, everyone's got that.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, it doesn't smell like a rose. I have to get a rose-colored spray. Oh yeah, I gotta remember. I gotta delete that. I still keep forgetting to do that. It's just one of those things that's on my phone, takes up all kinds of godful space, along with the 20,000 pictures or whatever's still on there. I should probably go in there and actually, what the hell was that? Dun, 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 dun. Delete.
Yeah, we don't want Karen Reed. That's for sure.
Why not? It's so much fun.
We get that enough with Lego store discussions.
Ooh. Those are so much fun, though. Oh, actually, I'm going to select. Okay, so it has been deleted. It no longer exists.
When he talks about how he was the best employee ever and it didn't make any sense and the things they did wrong. Yes. And again, I'm not returning to the well on a lot of that stuff today, Mr. Hinkle. When I come in hot, then I try to be a little more placating later on in the stream. Sorry, when I come in.
So you'll grab the fire extinguisher and try and help us put out fires. What you gonna do? Okay, cool.
No, I just don't. I don't spray lighter fluid on the fires. That's what I don't do.
What? Oh, come on. Where's the fun in that? Perhaps, Kevin, perhaps. Back when it was something that was actually considered something actually a good thing. Yes, there probably were a few. Yes.
So I have a question for the chat. If you had to pick the best value sets, and it can be in recent years or previously, I mean, what's the best bang for your buck on the Lego side with sets you picked up? Or things you'd like to see again? And for me, I always think of the Marvel line went for a stretch there where they would have a $20 set that came with a vehicle and 3 minifigures. And that's been a fantastic trend that I think it's gone up now since then. But that's something that it's a great deal. I wish they did more of. Again, as a figure collector, that's a big part of it. So, but just curious what everyone else thinks of kind of the best deals, because there's a lot of discussion about how much more expensive it's getting and how pricey things are. But if you have to kind of revert back to what the sets you would buy multiples of if you had the chance to go back, or not because they're worth more valuable, but because they were either figures that you use or just, and it can be parts too. It might be, maybe there was a part that had a lot of good Technic pieces or whatever it would be. So
are there any of those that you're still missing that you still need of those $20 Marvel sets that you would still like to have in your collection?
I don't think so. I think I picked up the Crossbones one, which was, I think, the last one that I didn't pick up that I still needed.
Okay. Because I had, actually, ironically, as I was writing down a lot of my sets, I do have a bunch of those early ones, the $20 Marvel sets.
So, Harry, I'm interested in hearing a good Fuel of the Fire story, as long as it's not a story about having to drive 40 minutes to get to a house where a lady ordered food. I mean, that was your story a couple weeks ago, and it was was waiting for a bear or waiting for, and then I found $20 or something because it was a lot of build up for not a lot of story. I mean, there was a lot of story, but there really wasn't the payoff I was hoping for.
Like an elk or a buffalo or something, you know, kind of.
Yep, whatever you have out in the Colorado, Mastodon.
Belful. Yeah, well, maybe it was. I did actually have, on my trip to Vegas one year, I did actually have, I guess, what turned out to be mountain lions coming down the center of the highway. Actually, I thought it was a giant Rottweiler, but supposedly the trooper said, "Yep, it was a mountain lion. Good thing you didn't stop." I was like, "Okay, that's good."
Come on in, kitty.
I hit it, and it went down the center, and then the girls behind me hit it, and then the motorcyclist said he almost hit it, otherwise it probably would have been.
But you just drive and hit animals as you drive, Reed, and just keep going?
If I'm in the center lane of a 3-lane interstate and there's something coming down the center lane, I predict that animal is pretty dumb to be in the center lane of a 3-lane highway in the mountains.
Well, and dumb animals really deserve no respect or concern whatsoever. You're right. I should have thought about that.
Well, they're just, they were kind of in my way. What can I say?
In your way, inconvenient. You were in a hurry, so.
In the center lane.
I mean, do you feel the same thing about kids or people that are in the center lane?
Yes, of course.
Good. I just want to confirm that.
So don't end up in the center lane, Kevin.
Yep. Otherwise, you deserve to get hit, right?
Depends on who it is, I guess. What the frick is going on here?
Is that my set? A set right now. I've got a set for you. I've got reason why as well.
Which set is it?
Hidden Side Castle. It was £100. It was £100 in the UK. Right? You got a plethora of parts. You got a load of figures. I know in the US you guys had a bit more trouble getting it. And
yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to get that set, and I never was able to get it. I was trying to get it as a birthday present or Christmas present for my son. So yeah, I really wanted that set, and I could never find it anywhere.
I would have got more of that because, like I said, £100. I literally sent the wife out to find it, and she came back with it. And in the town we live in, it's not a very big town, so you can imagine. Yeah, she came back with it. So for me, you said what set? That was £100 in the UK, which is about $120. And literally, if I'd had more money, I'd probably bought 5 of them because the parts, the pieces, and the fact that it was just, you guys couldn't get it. I actually built it on Mr. Hinkle's stream, one of his last streams, because I got the privilege of going on through Sir Butchop. He squeezed me in on the panel, and I actually built the Hidden Side Castle live because we got it early. But a set that was cheap, I would go back, if I could go back and, like I say, buy 10 of them, ship a couple across the pond to you guys to make it easier for you guys to get them.
Yeah, I could see that.
That would have been one of the sets. The other one, and it's been iconic for me since I've come out of my dark age, and it will always be a #1 set for me, and that's the Medieval Blacksmith. I absolutely love that set. Absolutely love it.
I don't think Reed likes your discussion, Brett. I think he's trying to drown you out with his parts.
It's okay. He can drown me out, Wagner. He let me on, so I can't be fussed.
Yes, the Blacksmith is a fantastic shop, or fantastic set. Agreed.
And for the price, again, I would buy 5 if I'd had the money. I didn't. I only had the money for 1, unfortunately. But I would hope at a later date I will pick up the second one so that I can leave the original as an original, and the second one will be to mock. So I want to play with it. I want to change it from a blacksmith into something else. I want to change the roof. But I want to keep the original because I think the designer that built it done a bang up job on the blacksmith. That one it will be the best set since I came back out of my dark age. It just will because I like it so much.
Passive aggressive.
I'm trying to think. I for sets. I mean, I guess I'd probably say I always liked the Imperial Flagship. Was a good set. I always liked it. Only ended up getting one, but that was a
Well,
few times in displays and stuff. But
I would imagine that the Ice Bear Battle Pack was a pretty great set for you, or did you?
no,
were you collecting at that point?
Actually, I would say the Battle Pack for the Ice Bears is probably one of the worst. It only came with 3 figs. It was worse than a Star Wars Battle Pack back then. I actually bought,
at that point,
I only bought in Ice Bear Battle Packs. I only bought probably 1/8 of my current army size out of battle packs. Most of them were bought from Bricklink, from the large collections overseas in Europe.
of people that didn't want them.
Well, people that just had, that had a lot of them, that just maybe they needed the parts, and they opened up a bunch of the sets for those, parts. Somebody wants parts, and
So they did want them. That's why they were selling them.
I don't know. Who knows why they were selling? I don't know. You're asking me to ask something that I don't know. But I bought them. That's where I just bought big lots of them. So that's what I did.
Let's see.
So I gotta do how many of these? 18. That means 6 on each. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there are not very many big lots of Ice Bears out there. If that's any kind of indication in terms of how many I bought, because I think there's only a few people out there that have lots over probably 20 or 30. And I've seen them come down in price a couple times, but usually when they do that, I don't have the money to buy another 20 or 30 of them. So, but yeah, actually, I was buying, before the Ice Bears, I was buying purple guys. I had the purple horde that was guarding the castle, and that's why when the Rogue came out, I bought a bunch of him because he was a cool archer. And so there were some, and any of the knights I was buying a bunch of, just if nothing else, just to have someone for the Ice Bears to fight if I didn't have Michael Frederick and his horde of ungodly amounts of any figure I chose to come attack the castle. So
yeah, so when the Chima Ice Bears came out the same year, the battle packs with 4 figures were $13. So it was the exact same value as the Star Wars battle packs.
Oh, okay. But it was only 3 figs, so even if it was cheaper for 3, it just was something that I still would have liked to have 4. So would have been cool. And like I said, it was the start. I bought them to start, and then I kind of just bought other stuff. After that, I was like, well, I'll see if I can just, and I might have waited too long, and after that point, the battle packs were gone anyways, and so.
So I'd like to thank everyone in chat for putting in their favorite sets that they thought were the best deal. I appreciate all of your input. It's fantastic.
That was, I think that's a non-existent, guys. Yeah.
Yep.
Might wanna. There may be. We only have 4 in chat now, so everyone must have left. So everybody must have found something else to do tonight. They dropped all their bricks, and they had to turn off their. They hit the power on their computer as they reach for the ground to pick up all their Lego bricks. And who knows?
Thanks, Jeff. You're always there to help, or at least be there to not help. And I'm going to have to go put some kids to bed here pretty soon.
That's fine. We might be live. We might not. I'm going to probably end the stream when I finish these last 4 roses. So, no D&D, but I probably won't want to be live. I'm going to have to use my bandwidth to download, if the server's back up, the Lego Fortnite update. So
yeah, that's what Jacob's been up to. He's been very pumped for it and very disappointed that it's not going.
Yeah, I know. I checked before bowling because Ingrid sent me a message saying, "Hey, there's an update," and I was hoping to download it when it'd be less peak in the afternoon. But yeah, so I guess she said a couple hours ago it's gonna be down for 3 more hours. So I don't know when it's supposed to come back up or not. So I guess he'll put you in charge of that task of making sure you upload or update the Lego Fortnite while he's asleep. So.
Are you saying Brian? I can't think. Brian Bonahum or a different Brian?
Well,
Pro Gamers Guidebook. What's that?
Bricks O'Brien, I believe.
Okay.
That was his book.
Well, that's cool.
It was his book, and Kevin did the illustrations on it. So.
Nice. I see. Yeah, he's usually there, I think, right? It's just he'll have the booth this year.
Yeah,
I recognize the name, but I couldn't tell you what it looks like.
Yeah, I believe he's been there, I think, every year. Yeah, they make the books together.
Oh, you guys do bookbinding together? Are you actually making the paper in the first place? Doing the binding?
I have that
printing.
Wish Kevin was coming. He can do some.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Come play some D&D with us on at Brickworld. Yeah, they already started posting information for Gamehole Con already coming up this year. Looks like Mr. Steve Jackson's coming and just like that. They posted some information recently. I haven't delved too much into it. I got so much on my plate this year. It's crazy. Too much stuff. Too many things to do. A piece of me will be there.
Yeah, great.
Which piece?
If it's your head, then it'll be worthwhile. Any other piece won't be all that exciting.
So when is that that magical date? What did you say? What month again? Was it end of June? Kevin, Mr. Hinkle, end of June, is that the magical month that you will be going back to a more sunnier, warmer state? I believe that's what I remember. I think.
Where is he going?
I'll go back to the great state of Texas.
Oh, that's too bad. But everything's bigger, so you benefit from that.
Last week of June. I helped him pack when he left Colorado. That was fun taking apart his was it UCS Falcon, his.
Oh, nice. You have to help him pack. How many figures did you swipe?
I didn't swipe anything. I helped him take apart Technic. Oh, joy. But it was funny. I was like, man, this starter store, they had this. This was sitting on the clearance shelves forever. I wish if I'd known there was this many cool parts in here, I would have bought one. I was like, yeah. And then I helped him when he moved out to Connecticut. Like I flew out there and used some vacation and went out there and got to see the corporate headquarters and all that stuff. It was fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. It's fun to see Kevin. I don't know. That was when Kevin and I built the Danish flag, I believe. Isn't that what we built? That one? That huge big one, brick 2x4 brick built one? I believe that helped him build something like that when he was at the office during that visit, I believe. I think that was it. I think I probably have a picture somewhere in my archive of stuff somewhere. Do not believe it's on the phone. Yeah. I'm sure you have deliberately forgot about all that history. Unfortunately, I still remember it. There were some good memories. Most of the good memories were were from Colorado Mills, and Kevin talking me into buy sets or who was the other one? See, now I can't remember all the names because it's been that long. Who was the other supervisor? I can't think of his name. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. There was somebody else who sold me. Well, somebody else sold me says, Reed, you sure you want to buy this Eiffel Tower? We'll do 8 grab bags. I'm like, sure. Okay. Twist my arm. Yeah. That was a fun trip though, Kevin. I enjoyed that. It was fun. It's fun. It's always fun hanging out with the great Kevin Hinkle. I have a picture somewhere too of me mowing your lawn too, or mowing some of the lawn. I did help with that too. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh shoot. The chat has gone silent. Hey, we're back up to 7 watchers supposedly. You've come back.
Supposedly.
Supposedly 7. We're seeing if anything else is exciting and new happening in here.
Exciting and new. Come along with us. We're screaming for you.
That was a fun social
Friday night bricks.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what social media scandal now we're talking about. You made read me out, Mo? No, but that was 2 minutes. Yes. Fun social media scandal. Well, it could be worse, Kevin. It could have always been worse, I'm sure. Probably would have made a really good episode of that, the comic you were doing. That would have been a great episode for that. Great issue for that one. If you visit Kevin, you will be forced to mow the lawn. No. I asked him if I could mow his lawn. People would put things in people's mouths, like just they were so good of back in the day. I probably would not be the great Lego connoisseur without Mr. Hinkle. They're always in the corner saying, "Reed, are you?"
Great, the Lego connoisseur.
I am a connoisseur. Well, I never did the one thing he did say I should have done, and that was to memorize the catalog. I never quite did that. Never could quite memorize that. Still no numbers. It's pretty scary. It is pretty scary though that it's once in a while I pull numbers out of the hat and I'm like, wow, did I really remember that? That is so weird. I can't believe I actually would remember that one. And not even the easy, just crazy ones I wouldn't have thought in a million years I would have remembered for whatever reason. Okay, I need a couple more Pete's. I'm sorry I've done this to you. No,
Brett's gone dark.
Yeah, that's gonna. I was. I probably I need to reach out to John. Just tell him, how I guess truly that how much he's missing. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That looks better. Forgive me, Father, of simply doing my job. It was a good job. Yeah, you did good. You did good. And like I said, that one Star Wars set's going to be the hardest one to part with, just because that was the one I believe you did say. Reed, are you sure you don't want this one? It's damaged. Come on. Okay, I don't know if I really. Sure. What the heck? Twist my arm a little bit. Republic attack shuttle with Mace Windu. I don't know the set number though. It's a little quiet in here, isn't it? Not that you'll be watching it on rerun, Kevin, because you're here live.
Why would I be watching this on a rerun?
Oh, the other Mr. Hinkle would usually watch it later or whatever.
Wait, there's an other Mr. Hinkle now? Now there are two Mr. Hinkles? What have I missed?
I don't know. Where's you been?
Cloning is real. Cloning is real.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. My daughter had a field trip to a planetarium, and so you could see the stars, and it took through the galaxy and stuff. And then they showed photos. They showed the moon, and they showed photos of Neil Armstrong landing on the moon. And one of the kids raised his hand and said he didn't land on the moon. He landed on Earth. It was all staged. Like, really? There's still this is in third grade. Like, really, there's still kids or parents that'll teach their kids that.
You almost be like, oh, and so the Earth is still flat, right?
Okay. Yep, exactly.
Taxes are a myth that you don't have to pay as an adult.
Yep.
They're the ones that are probably writing in Mickey Mouse every year for president, thinking that Mickey would make a really awesome president.
No, they're voting for someone else for president this year.
Oh yeah, I could probably guess. I'm not going to go there, but I'm pretty sure I could guess. I don't know. I mean, it could be anybody. I mean, I really.
No, there's some pretty significant correlations out there.
Oh, okay.
But anyways,
it's a live stream. It's a Lego live stream. We don't need to go to.
I wasn't the first one to jump to politics.
I know.
Tonight.
I probably
I'm in the UK, so I've got nothing to say.
Yeah. Well, lucky you.
No, Reed. Trust me, I want to come to America. It's that bad over here. Trust me.
I think it's probably bad just about everywhere, just depending on how you look at it.
A certain point of view.
Wasn't that in a movie?
You're imagining things. I just made that up on the spot.
Maybe. Yep. How do we do this here? Okay. Well, Duju's in the chat. Duju, have you been in any good swap meets lately? Is that one guy with all those really cool figs? Has he brought any other really interesting figs out lately? And actually, what I hate to say it is I think I've misplaced those guys somewhere in my collection. The ones that you got me last time. They are somewhere, probably in one of the bins with the figs. Everything goes missing so easily.
It's all about organization.
What in the heck is that all about?
Or lack thereof.
I mean, the rough sort got pretty far before winter hit. I got a good distance. It's just I keep coming across more stuff that needs to be sorted. It's just like, oh my god.
I'd have no idea what you're talking about, Reed.
Too many grab bags.
So you're still sorting stuff from 10 years ago, you're saying?
Yes, I am. I bought lots and lots, if not hundreds, of grab bags. Yes. So
It better be hundreds if you're still sorting from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I think you've been listening to Buckshot too much.
Last month, okay, dude, you said last month you had some new ones. That's cool. That's cool. Anything that you think a translucent brick building ice bear fanatic would enjoy?
To whom do you refer, Reed?
I was talking to Dude about maybe.
Dude likes ice bears and translucent pieces too. That's weird. I never realized that about him.
Are you watching the chat, or are you asleep over there, sir?
I'm asleep. I'm sleep talking right now. It's a bad habit I've got.
I figured that as much. So is that so is that Lego Fortnite like on his own computer then?
My Xbox and his Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to upgrade to the new Xbox anyways and got it for whatever that new Star Wars game that it was that came out, which turned out to be a complete dud, but it should work well for the new Star Wars game that's coming out here next quarter, hopefully, that I'm very excited for. That won't actually be open world.
Open world is meaning like build and play and everything?
No, just play. It'll be open world like World of Warcraft or areas where you can wander around everywhere instead of
just in certain areas. Okay.
Yeah, just down the linear storyline.
Well, I think even like back in the old Earth and Beyond that I used to play had that too, where you can only go to certain areas when you.
Well, most games have that. Occasionally, you come across your Zelda or like your Mario 64. Yeah, that was still pretty limited.
Cool.
The question is, Reed, when you get your new computer, are you going to play that Baldur's Gate 3? Because that looks very good.
I don't know. Actually, that's kind of waiting on. What's wild is they do. I mean, we obviously have the Quick Trip gas stations around here in our area.
Obviously,
they did a.
You know those, Brett.
They did a contest recently, like for a gaming system, and actually, every time you go to the store, you get a visit, and I used up about 300 visits for entries to see if I could win it. So
I got him 2 entries.
No, it got me 336 entries, but we'll see if I win anything. There's keyboard. There's some other prizes, keyboard, stuff like that. But
you can update from your 2003 keyboard then.
That's right. That might be what it is. Actually, it might be a little bit newer than that. I do have.
Yeah, they've come up with a control key since last you got a keyboard read. That'd be exciting.
Is that something where I can actually, hit like a Windows button to actually,
Yep.
Start or stop?
Yeah. Do you still have the DOS button on yours?
Oh, I actually think I do.
Ain't that considered a gaming keyboard with a window button?
Maybe.
Depends on who you talk to. Reed's definition varies from some of the mainstream definitions.
Yeah, I'm still here. So let's see here. So yep. That's cool. I just figured I'd ask. I mean, obviously those one figs you found the one time were pretty sweet. So you always figure I'd ask if you go back, you see the guy or whatever, and see some of his stuff. So
pretty sweet.
Custom figs are still cool. I still use custom figs, custom weapons. I use whatever I get hands on. Still kind of waiting on. I still need to get a hold of Richard. I still waiting on my Chimapalooza 2023 bricks that were misprinted. I still haven't got those from Chicago yet. So.
Did it say Chinapalooza?
Yeah. Yep. Chinapalooza. Yeah. No, it said Chimpalooza, I think.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, I know.
Chimpalooza? That's awesome.
Chimpalooza. Yep. Now here they are. I think I gave one away at one point. Yeah. So. Chimpalooza 2023, 10 years of Chima. Yep.
Oh, it says 10 years of Chima on it?
Yeah, those are the ones I had made before Chicago last year. I was going to hand out, but then they were wrong. And I'm like, okay, I guess I can't hand those out.
Well, luckily you can use them again this year.
I actually am having new bricks made for this year, so I hope. I still need to talk to them because I haven't heard from them, so I'm hoping to get some new ones.
Yeah, I would probably start reaching out to him in June or July then.
Well, I have been reaching out to him. He's a busy man.
Sounds like someone's dodging your calls.
I don't think you did a live stream the last time, did you? I think it was just a backstage type thing the last time. You could do whatever you wanted to do. I remember the one you did the one time was just a backstage. So
kind of a VIP area.
VIPs only. Yeah.
It's like a champagne room.
Yeah, you had to know what was going on to be able to partake.
The purple lamp.
You had to have the right connections. And you had to tip the right people to be able to participate. Right, Brett?
You were
Brett would know who to tip.
I'm still waiting.
You were throwing out dollar bills for that?
God, we're almost at 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I do need to get going. So, thanks for streaming, Reed. Good to talk to you again, Brett. It's been a while.
Are you seriously leaving?
Really? Now you come on?
Fuck it, I'm gone.
I can't even... Oh, there you are. I was like, I can't even see you on there. I'll hang out for a little bit.
Yes, you will.
And I could theoretically come back too, but
maybe you should come back.
I didn't realize you were going to be here.
Well,
And it was past 9. Reed was talking about not even being on by the time I got back from putting the kids down. There's a lot of mixed messaging here.
I know. Well.
Oh, congratulations on your Purple Worm campaign last week. I heard it went very well.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I didn't play the Purple Worm. I was out of town last weekend.
I know. I'm just BSing you.
Oh, you're talking about the other Purple Worm.
Yes, that Purple Worm.
Hey, castle stuff. Let's talk Lego. Castle stuff. I've been working with Jordan's Corners. Now,
Jordan's Corners.
This is just a prototype. This is not how the castle's actually going to look. I'm playing around with techniques, but Jordan's Corners. You never heard of Jordan's Corners?
Is it Jordan's Coroners or Jordan's Corners?
Corners.
No, I've not heard of that.
It's how you get a octagonal tower made by building these constructs here to fill in the gap, because these things are a pain in the butt to work with, because you cannot bridge from one side to the other. It's just a little bit of Lego math off, and so you have to do fancy tricks and things. But this is going to end up being super cool.
Super green.
It's going super great. So,
did you? You were there for for the castle collab that we did with WISLUG, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm stealing all kinds of ideas from this.
Oh yeah, of course you were. What am I thinking? My castle there had a different approach to the corners, but was octagonal as well.
So that's 2 stories. There's going to be another 2 on top of it to the very top, which will be just over 6 feet tall, off the floor,
6 feet
not the
tall.
table. 6 feet
Holy
tall,
cow.
off the floor, not the table.
Oh, okay. But still, that's another 3 feet at least, right?
I know.
That's the skeleton right now.
That's the skeleton. So we're going to have, this is a mountain. Underneath will be a dragon's lair. First level is going to be like dungeons. Second level is kitchens. Third level is like the grand hall. So it's twice as big. then we're going to do this. This is actually going to be placed here because another person is building an equal amount right there. So this is going to be, I don't know, bedrooms. I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. It'll be rooms. And then up top, there'll be just a one octagonal tower. There's going to be another octagonal tower here, here, and back here. And it's coming to Chicago.
Muy bueno.
See. So yeah, so at Jordan's Corner.
Yeah, as I was telling Reed, I need to start building for Chicago.
This is what inserts down in between the two, and it's made of.
You know what I mean?
You take these, you put them together, and then you use.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was my first prototype. I made 2 double high Delios. But again, the trick is, so this octagonal plate right here is just sandwiched between these plates.
Oh, yeah, I could see that right away when you showed it to me. I'm like, yep, that's definitely not attached.
Yep.
Nope. I mean, it is secure, but it is because it's sandwiched on these little I call them A-frame pieces. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
they're in the dimension sets, I think. In the
a lot of friends sets have them because that's how you get them.
No, they were in one of the carnival
And
sets.
all these really cool pieces, these cool pieces of cool colors. So yeah, I've just kind of been experimenting with these guys, and pain in the ass.
So when I did that, are you able to use that to secure the interior floors as you go up?
Well, yeah. I mean,
so what you showed us though of your tower, can you make those connections as you go along with that angle piece so that you can get stability all the way up?
If you sandwich them, that's the only way. You cannot.
Oh, never mind. You're already doing what I was going to suggest. You've got those 1x2 rounded plates that I use to secure my sections as well.
The 1x2 with.
Yep. With the holes in the studs.
Yes,
yeah, I see you're already using them for that, which is what I was going to suggest.
Yeah. So on right there, I'm using it just to keep the walls. So this particular, this is again, it's a prototype. One of these towers is going to have an exposed interior. The backside is going to be open so you can see inside. But the other is just going to be like a guard tower up front, so you're not going to be able to see inside the wall. So I don't need to worry about anything inside and making it look pretty, but I'm going to make it strong.
Yeah.
So this one here, really, come on, dude.
Do better.
Like I said, prototypes.
Yeah, building. I pretty much finished sorting, and now I'm doing inventory or final inventory, so I know what I have before I go back in. Because I was very surprised by how many I had of certain pieces that I would have picked up more of or ordered more of if I were using them for a build. And now I'm like, I have a whole drawer of those that I was even accounting for.
I'm like, as we were ordering pieces for this castle, I'm like, oh yeah, I got tons of those. I don't need those. Yeah, I didn't have as many as I thought I did.
Yep.
But just to give everyone a visual on what a pain in the butt this is. So if I'm trying to bridge this span, do you see how they do not line up? And that's not even lining up on a jumper either. It's like 4/5 of the way between two studs.
Oh yeah, I had to mess with my wall lengths to get them to work at all.
Oh,
Because I just got it so that I could get, as long as they were working on the 4 key sides, then I made everything else work.
yeah. So anyway, that's my current project. That needs to be, obviously, lots of work needs to happen before Chicago.
Finish my roses. Finish my roses.
All right. I do need to get my kids to bed, but I'll be back on afterwards.
Okay.
And that's fine.
I'm sorry, if you would have joined earlier, you would have been a part of the heated discussion. And
I was listening to the heated discussion.
Okay, good.
You guys are ridiculous.
And did you see? Did you hear last week's episode?
No, I actually want to go back and watch.
You should.
Thing. Yeah, because
no, not.
Fun.
I'm saying Friday Night Bricks.
Oh, Friday Night Bricks.
Last week's Friday Night Bricks was
Do I have to?
Quite. It was only 2 hours. You're not committing to much, and I would highly recommend it.
2 hours, great.
Because there was that D&D thing that happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, I was. Last week's D&D, I loved Troy's character.
What was his character? We were talking about, but I forgot.
I would highly recommend.
Okay.
You have to go watch and see.
Did you guys build your characters
I would recommend
on Friday Night Bricks, right?
The Friday Night Bricks as well. It was, I would say, a top 5 episode for a certain 10 to 15 minute portion.
Mine was already built, but yes, some people did.
All right. I shall return.
All right, Kevin.
Okay.
Bye, all.
Castle Talk. We got Brett here. We got Castle Talk.
Castle Talk.
I like that. Just because I'm here. Yeah. No, it looks good, Larry. You're doing well, buddy. Keep on with the practicing. It's all about.
I wish I could hear you better. You're a little bit far away from your microphone. But I miss you, man. I miss the sound of your voice.
There hasn't been no English on for a while.
There it went. Okay, stupid computer.
Did Kevin split on me too? See what happens?
That's how we're doing it. Topic change. See, and I was about to put the king and the queen down.
I still haven't eaten dinner yet. This is ridiculous. Who is this Mr. Uh-oh. We got all kinds of people coming in. Hello, Benjamin. And there's my guy. Cody's here. Bluegrass is here. Z Cerebus is here. And Rita's gone, apparently. Cody, I'm building castles. This is just a blueprint. I'm gonna agree with this a lot better, but I've been working with those Jordan corners.
It looks good, Larry.
Say that again?
It looks good, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's tricky because this part here, that's not sturdy. It's all about trying to get them. It's a different kind of Lego building because you got to get things pinched, not secured by studs and wedged. So it's a little bit different.
I often find when building castle, one, I build too high and I lean over it and knock it over.
Oh my gosh, I've done that so many times.
Or two, where I use a lot of the vintage panels, I often hear the click when you click things together. So like you say about the strength, when I hear that click, I know that it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, buddy. Well, the other trick, the next thing I'm going to be working on is getting a good pattern of, rock wall greebling, so to speak. Castle wall greebling. Nikki's here. Where you been, Nikki? She was just waiting for me to show up. She didn't want to hang out with Reed. My food is here. Reed bails, and I got food to eat. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Reed, come back.
Oh, that's right. Nikki wasn't feeling well. Are you feeling better, Nikki? I hope. Well, cool. What are we going to talk about now that it's just the two of us? What's new with you?
I don't know if you heard, but I'll inform you anyway. The reason that there's nothing on the table is because I'm moving rooms in the morning.
You're doing what in the morning?
Moving into another room.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I did have a build, but I took it down because obviously I'm going to be moving. So.
Gotcha. Well, maybe we can. I'm going to change my camera angle. Oh. Where'd you go?
Computer crashed. It locked up. I finally had to just hit the reboot button. And it was like,
cool.
I went to hit something, look at something, and I was like, okay, that's not working. And then I went and clicked something else and didn't work. And then I went back to my screen and I'm like, I'm frozen on the screen. Reboot. I hit Control Alt Delete 2 or 3 times. Like, nope, that time to restart.
Well, cool. All right. Well, my food just got here, so I'm gonna be listening and trying to talk between mouthfuls. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Dude, can you get the hammer for the people that are castle haters, please?
But seriously, as soon as you left, like 4 or 5 people joined the show, including Nikki and Z and Cody and Bluegrass.
Well, of course, Z's gonna come in.
And
as soon
Benjamin Hauger. I don't know who Benjamin is. Who's Benjamin? Obviously a castle hater, but anyway. Be right back.
Z's just afraid of what crazy wrath might approach his castle or his space layouts from the castle realm come Brickworld Milwaukee and Brickworld Chicago. So I think he's a little scared. He's just worried. I think it's funny because when we talk about, I don't think the people who sometimes haven't watched enough of the streams don't realize truly between Ralph, myself, and Butt Chop, truly how many Chima figs we have. It'll be interesting. I hope Ralph can get a hold of some green. I'm gonna have to see if he can hunt down some green air tanks for those Crocs, so the Crocs can be in space too. I'm gonna have to take the white ones I got. I'm gonna have to shave off the top of that air tank so it'll fit underneath the Ice Bear helmet. But yeah, they will. The Ice Bears are gonna explore the vast unknown. I think they need some new spacecraft to steal to explore other planets to take over. So. Yeah, so going to Boone Langston posted. Ooh. This now the only show that I would say I absolutely fell in love with that is space orientated was the Babylon 5 series. Now I did love that. That was a great show. I mean, for space, that was great. Now that's the thing is like, hey, Z, have you built any of the ships from Babylon 5? You know, have you built some of the great ships from that thing? That'd be kind of cool. That would get me probably to kind of maybe try to sneak over to the space side a little bit. Just don't tell the
How dare you read? If we're not talking Star Wars, the only other sci-fi that's any good with space and ships is Stargate, and everybody knows that. So
Babylon 5 is still my favorite. I watched that. I think I have all the discs somewhere floating around. So
did you get the remake?
The Excalibur stuff? No, I don't think. I think I saw a couple of them. I don't think I got all that stuff. Pretty much. Yeah, it was good. It was good. There was good. Some good conflict in there. Space Castle's close. Let's get. You know what's funny is when we talked after we talked about, I was thinking something Space Castle related, and I was like, I don't remember what the heck it was, and didn't write it down. So hopefully it'll come back to me before Milwaukee or Chicago. But something.
What is it they say, Reed? If somebody would like to buy us the space monorail, I'm sure we can make a space monorail castle.
Yeah, with some medieval monorail, that'd be pretty cool. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I still was still trying to figure out what I'm bringing to Milwaukee. Actually, I think I'm bringing, because I didn't make it to Milwaukee last year, so it's probably stuff that's going to be stuff that I have that's currently built. Because just like Mr. Wagner, I haven't really started a lot of massive building yet. I still have a lot to do, but that's why I was really kind of hoping Mr. Chop would come in and give us show us his beautiful presence and see what's going on. I've seen him forever.
You have to give him a call, Reed. You have to get him on the telephone.
Oh, that's right. I do have his number. I should actually. I don't know if I can do it on a live stream, but
maybe before.
That's not a bad idea, though, Brett. How come you have all the good ideas? The heck. Let's see. Is it still in here?
There's lots of good space shows. Lots and lots of good space shows.
He's working. It's ringing and ringing. Maybe he's working. He might have to get a second job. Mayo doesn't have a stream yet going, does he? Over there? I don't know. It's ringing. It's not answering. So, That or he no longer has this number. I'm calling somebody super late at night. No, don't answer the phone, honey. I don't know who this is. Don't answer the phone. Yeah, it's just ringing. No voicemail, nothing. So I don't know. Well, we tried. We tried to, but isn't that the magical way?
I thought you had to say his name 3 times.
Yes, this is how we do it. There we go. We'll see if that brings him in. But if he's not answering the phone, and he would answer the phone if he's sitting there unless he's asleep. But I mean, if he's right there at the house, I mean, he'd pick up the phone. He called me one night out of the blue, and I was like, oh yeah, what? I'm like, yeah, what's up? You know, I'm like, what the heck's going on? I'm like, he never, you know, it was like weird because I wouldn't have expected a call just out of the blue. So those people, those phone calls, you just gotta take. You just gotta take those phone calls. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know, yeah. Yep, Chopper's phone number is 444. If you dial that, I don't know where you're going because it's not. Well. Oh, so. Yep, I tried. Bat Lord, yes. That too. Whoa. So I don't know. I heard him. I messaged him once. We were talking about stuff. I think we talked about Chicago. So yeah. In real life, Bluegrass. I just called him. Oh, we just lost Larry. I literally that's who I was calling. I was calling Chop. I got his number. He's called me a couple times. Bat Lord in real life. Goat Lord. Yeah. Bat Lord for sure.
In my bag, I've got the Bat Lord helmet with the butt chop torso with a guitar, and then he's got a wooden leg.
Yeah.
And that's my chop figure. Oh, dear. Oh, God, we'll all of this out of this room tomorrow.
I mean, see, we've actually had a bunch of dream sets on sale around here too. I mean, I kept looking at some of them, but I wasn't able to pull the trigger. I just had too many other things to buy or pay for. I mean, so too many other projects.
Too much choice, Reed. There's too much choice.
That too. I mean, plus, you know, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, now granted, if they had, you know, clear plates again, I'd probably be, you know, all over something like that. But
Harry's gone to get him some food. All that castle building's taking it out of him.
Yeah, the chat is kind of quieted down a little bit. I probably won't go here super long. Anybody know if the Fortnite servers are back up? That'll pull me away pretty quick if those come back up. Just to kind of, since I got to do that download. Sounds like it's gonna be probably a long one too. Let's see here. Milwaukee show, yes, I will be going. Pretty much why I had the training show. It'll be Hope Castle, probably Memorial Tower. I asked for 2 8-foot tables.
The bandwidth. Screw me up.
So, yep. Well, at least you didn't hit the end stream button, so we're good. So,
thought about it.
So, wow, heck, good thing it doesn't just crash on the person who started the stream. I mean, I think some of the old ones like Google Hangouts and stuff might have just ended if the host left. So, but yeah, I would say so for Bluegrass. Yeah, Hope Castle, Memorial Tower. I mean, I asked for 2 8-foot tables. So, I mean, that's a lot of space to fill. So yeah, Hope Castle, Memorial Tower, the barn, a couple of the trench sections. The disco, probably Pendragon Fortress. I have freaking 30 plates of water, so I'll probably bring those just in case I need to just fill some space. I don't know if I have anything else really built. That's the problem. I have the clear thing, the clear one that's just made out of 1x2 plates, but that one I started taking apart. So I have to rebuild that. I might bring that too. So that's kind of something that I was like, I got to take this apart. And then I suddenly remembered Milwaukee because our collab is going to test there, and I need to finish a little bit on that. But I need to figure out where I'm matching up with people. So, and it is kind of space related. So. Yeah, Z, I'm hoping next year it's Castle, so just watch out. It might be. Or Pirates. Or Castle. Well, City's already out there, so it'd be Castle, Pirates, or Space. So they did Space, and I was kind of saying, so if it is Pirates or Castle, I will laugh my butt off. So as I saw that, I was like, that would be a good way to do some of that stuff, but you're right. Castle's not as popular. And Pirates has had good heydays over the time too. So, well, you never know. Maybe they'll try it. You never know. It's a good way to test run some stuff in different themes. See how people like different areas. And just because you say Castle, it might not be Castle in the sense it's just strictly Castle. It might be. For like Friends, it might be a medieval. If they've been doing a lot of carnival stuff, it might be a medieval bounce house or something. Who knows? I mean, we got Lego designers. We got a lot of guys that have just gone over there from the States that are really great builders. You don't know what it'll be. Yeah, that turned that into a bounce house. That'd be awesome. Yep, that'd work. Yep. Charlie. Yep, we will be there. Yep, the Ice Bears will be looking at getting an early test run into space. I think a little bit. There's a certain person who's a big space guy and a big castle hater who might see some Ice Bears in air tanks flying around. Might give them the Purple Horde jetpacks, Yeah, I mean it's always going to be good. It's smaller than Chicago. It's about 30,000 square feet. It'll be good. It's I don't think we're going to have our full blown train layout. There'll be something train, but I think we had issues. We have too many collabs that are going. So WISLUG they got a version 2 of the Castle collab going. They got the Carnival collab, which was our last collab, and then we've got our new collab, which is going to Chicago. That will be a test run at Milwaukee because that's where we test it before it goes to Chicago, so we can iron out all the lighting bugs, all the the custom monorail, all that stuff that'll be interesting this year. This is our test run. We gotta make sure it all works and stuff. So it'll be fun. It's good. We got lots of fun stuff. So it'll be good to see. I don't know where I'll be. I'm hoping I'm kind of with the right stuff. What army is massing? How many kitty catapults do I need to smash a castle made out of glass anyhow? It's not made out of glass, sir. Glass is flimsy. This is ice, sir. Solid ice. Flaming balls. But you better watch yourself, Z. Don't talk too much smack now because you just never know. I might call in my reinforcements. The Ice Bears could have some allies. Hot castle action. I'm guessing that's Mr. Wagner. But I have reinforcements down in Illinois those guys have working trebuchets and stuff. I might have to call them up and say, hey, I need some help. A little bit of help.
Wow, there's been a lot of discussion since I left. What's going on? I leave and everyone's all back in chat again.
I crashed and Z jumped in and Nikki dropped it. Yeah, everybody jumped in as soon as I crashed. I don't know what it is. I guess I need to have my computer crash more often.
And then Z Cerebrus, Cody is joined. Blue Grass is in before. Nikki's joined.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know, but I think my computer
talk about butt shop, but what are you gonna do about it? Easy. Yes, I'm a castle nerd. Deal with it. Castle
yeah, Z is my arch nemesis. He's all about space and nothing about castle. So yeah. So
are we talking about the same Z? Obviously not.
Probably the same Z. Yeah. I mean, orange spaceship from Chicago a couple years back. Yeah. It's the same one.
Phenomenal castle build. Z, is that who you're talking about?
I mean, maybe. I mean, he doesn't talk castle. I mean, he talks space. You know, I mean, he does show some kind of something that resembles castle in one of his old YouTube channels, but it might not be castle. That might be his, you know, his bout with building in gray. You know, learning how to build in gray. You know?
If Z's not castle, then I don't want to build.
I don't know. Wait for him to respond. You might have caught him off guard there.
I suppose he bought things I was saying that. I would say it to be one of the top 5 Lego castle builders out there. And then everything dropped. My signal dropped, so that fully came through.
More masonry bricks. Yeah.
Hey, at least it's not me making that brick noise.
Well, if it's
So,
not,
I bought-
talking, then it's not Reed.
I bought 300 of these flat hinges in order to make octagonal towers. Oops. Guess I'm not using them.
You bought what that you're not using?
300 light gray.
Oh, those are nice.
I know. And I'm not going to be using them.
Yeah, you'll use them at some point.
I'll use some, but not as many as I thought I was going to be.
That must be for hot castle action there, I'm guessing.
Yes, you build a little bit of space, Z.
Uh-oh. These are going to fit in there.
Sounds like it could, you know, maybe be.
Wait a minute. That's going to need a whole new drawer. Pop's got a bread bag.
Bigger drawer.
Yeah, you know, this is a lesson learned, everybody in the chat. Know exactly how you're building before you order stuff.
No,
you never know exactly how you're building. Be prepared for a little loss and over ordering. That's the lesson to learn.
Yeah, always the over ordering.
Because otherwise, you order exactly what you need, and then it's, I was off by 2 pieces, or this person didn't ship me what they said they were going to ship me.
Or this is so awesome. Now I'm off by 100 pieces.
Yep.
Well, then you've got a different type of problem if that's the case.
Do I want that?
Yeah, you guys just go ahead and reverberate off each other. I finally started watching the DC superhero movies. I hadn't seen Batman vs. Superman, League of Justice, Aquaman. And
you regret that decision immensely.
I don't regret it immensely. They're okay.
They're just
definitely don't have the Marvel formula, but they're enjoyable. But there's definitely some stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense, or it's just I really don't like the way they rewrote Batman. Like the trilogy, the Christopher Nolan trilogy is fantastic. You didn't need to. But the movie's decent. They do a good job bringing the heroes together.
Yeah, I mean, out of all of them, those other than the Christopher Nolan Batmans, those are probably the best.
Yeah.
You get into you haven't gotten to the Flash yet, though, have you?
I have not. Yeah, and I know they're gonna get worse. I watched Black Adam, which wasn't bad. So not necessarily watching in order.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was just okay.
As long as I don't go into it expecting it to be genius works, they're fine.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, the Batman, I did not like the way they redid Batman, and I did not like the way they.
Like, are you talking about
Batman
Affleck? Are you talking about Affleck Batman?
I thought Affleck's fine. I think the problem is in Batman versus Superman, his entire motivation is anti-Superman, and then in Justice League, it's I'll sacrifice myself for Superman. It's like you can't just change his core character overnight like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think Zack Snyder's full of himself and is not the godsend that he thinks he is, and a lot of people think he is. And he chose some of the dumbest villains to have as the key characters. Well, Doomsday's fine. I'm sorry, I meant the between him and Black Adam. I'm like, yeah, there's definitely no issue going demonic with your bad guys.
Right.
With that and with Justice League, Justice League. Rings of Power is fine. I don't understand how that's related. It's no Lord of the Rings. But I didn't hate it like some people do. I'm not a big fan of Keaton Batman. At the time,
that was actually the best part of the Flash.
I'm looking forward to, even though I haven't seen the Flash. That's the one thing I did want to see. At the time of the Batman movies, or just after, was Blade, which is still one of my favorite superhero movies ever, and I still think it's completely underrated. The first one.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I mean, Jennifer Beal makes everything better.
I think they did a. I think the Keaton Batmans were bad. I just didn't. They weren't fantastic.
Well, the first one was kind of the best one, but then after that, that's where you run into trouble.
But it's still pretty cartoony in those.
A little bit.
So.
Oh, that's interesting. Uh-oh.
Gone.
You're blanking out.
I know. I'm not going to have any real urge to go back and watch The Rings of Power, which says a lot about the series.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it.
I agree with Suzanne. Bale was one of my favorites. Batman.
Clooney Batman was horrible. Yes, I specifically said the key. I don't know what's going on my end. I'll just stop talking for now.
What?
So, Larry, your Castle collab will be ready for Brickworld?
It has to be ready for Brickworld.
Yeah, if it's a project support, it definitely has to be.
Yeah. Well, so I have I think I managed to pick per capita the most bricks per base plate. Obviously, because I got the tallest corner.
Yeah.
Now I only have 2. Some people have like 10 forest pieces or something like that.
Yep.
So
forest. Who builds trees anymore?
I know, right? It's not a horrible idea. Not too bad, though. Let's do that, though.
Quiet, you.
No, no, no.
Who's this Poncho you speak of?
That sounds like it's his snicker in the background. Was that his snicker we heard in the background?
They call him Bucho. El Bucho. What movie is that from? Not the quote, just the name.
It's what?
El Bucho. Name the movie.
I don't know.
Anyone in chat know the movie? I suppose it probably is technically movies plural.
I thought you were mispronouncing El Guapo.
Nope. No, I was never a big fan of that movie.
That would be a different movie.
It would be. No one in chat knows El Guapo or El Bucho. Thanks, Larry.
Yeah. Fistful of dollars, says Dude Jude.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe it's spelled differently what you're thinking of. Never heard of a fistful of dollars.
I really don't think so, Sue. What movie is that from? Weird Science.
Ah, okay. I've seen it, but I wouldn't know it well enough to recognize the character name. A few dollars more? No. Whatever that is. I believe Desperado and El Mariachi both have El Bucho in it. And Steve Buscemi is also in it. As is, no, not Steve Buscemi. Who's the director of Reservoir Dogs? Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
I think he's the director.
I used to be able to rattle that stuff off, but then age happened.
Josie Wales, that's a great movie. And yes, Laurie was talking about the Three Amigos. Correct.
Thank you. We're infamous. It means more than famous. Okay, here is one section of Greebold Castle Wall. What do you think?
Oh, very nice. Now just do that 200 more times.
Seriously, at least 200 more times.
Is that all?
Yeah, you should go build something that's nice and easy with no greebling, like spaceships. Those are just boring bricks a block. You could practically build it with Duplo.
Like, you know why the space guy's got the grudge against the castle guys? Because no one can hear him moan in space, so he has to come back down here and give us the rent.
Yeah, space should really just be part of the basic line. 4+. Although I haven't gotten any of the new city space sets, and the figures look at least relatively decent looking.
I got one. I bought two. I got the mech and I got the spaceship. So that's it. It's all my space budget allowed. I'm over budget already.
For the year, it's already
Yeah, at least there are.
I'm over my
and trees and.
I'm over my space budget for the year. So.
Oh, I'm over my space budget of $0 because I've got to CMF those.
Let me just say that I was told I could not spend my space budget on Castle, so unfortunately it has to go towards Castle.
What was that? Remember, talk to yourself.
I was told I could not reallocate Castle funds to space. So, yeah.
Who told you this? Yourself?
No, the Ice Bears. They said, "Yeah, no, space isn't good enough for them."
Sorry, Brad. I had to mute you. You were being very noisy up to close to your microphone.
Yeah, only Larry can.
Yeah, no, good, Larry.
Affirmative. That's my job. Don't take my job.
That's my job. My job. I don't know who told you there'd be cake. This isn't one of those virtual in-person things, Jeff.
Look at this.
Yeah, last time I brought cake to like one of my workshops in Chicago, I had too much cake.
Did you say let them eat cake?
No, I had too much cake the last time I did a workshop at Chicago and brought cake.
Wait, where were you? What were you doing?
I think I was talking about building with clear plates or something, and Hope Castle had turned, 5 years old, and I brought cake. Yeah, I think that's why they had lots of cake at the auction that year. They gave it to the auction.
Cake at the auction.
Bid and you can get cake.
I find Castle to be very appetizing.
Solution. Space coffee.
Ah, yes. How much were those 1x16 white bricks when they had the price mess up on bricks and pieces, Reed?
Cheap. I don't think I got a lot, but Michael got a bunch.
I got 200 of them. I just don't remember if it was 10 cents or it was like a penny or 2 cents.
I didn't get any because I think I already had bought in a case back in the day when we could buy cases, so I didn't need any at the time, but probably could use some now. I traded some to one of the guys in Colorado before I left for red for white. So
Wait, you lived in Colorado?
yeah. I lived.
I don't remember that. He's lying.
Yeah, Larry. I think Larry joined the group after.
That's bullshit, and you know it. We hung out in DENLUG meetings. We just didn't really know each other then.
He just didn't find you memorable enough to remember, Larry. That's it.
Well, it's okay.
That is possible, but then again, our group was getting pretty big back then. So if
You were getting pretty big. Did you gain a lot of weight?
Yep. Yep. It's all right here. It's all right here.
I don't know what you were
Not going to be able to.
referencing below the camera, but
I'm not going to be able to.
a lot of weight there.
I'm going to have a tough time fitting into a spacesuit, so I'll have to stick with
I
that.
know what you mean. If you know what I mean.
I'm just working on a spreadsheet. I finished my roses. I'm not building, so spreadsheet time.
Woohoo! Spreadsheet time! Time to break out the drinks and a cake.
Listed all these crazy city sets. 60102 or something.
There is nothing more exciting to stream than spreadsheet work. Especially
Well, that's why you guys are building, so I can do what I'm doing.
what was that?
You guys are doing what you're doing, and that way I don't have to be the center of attention. I'm already done for the night, so I'm already checked out.
Cool. See you later.
That could be it. What would the other one be? 612. Nope. 60.
Well, Troy is a special guest on Brick Adjuster tonight.
What?
We should go over and we should end this and go bug him.
What is he a special guest on?
Brick Adjuster's show.
Brick Adjuster?
Brick Adjuster. Adjuster. Nick. You know Nick.
I don't know if I do. Who's Nick? Is he
He's
a
Brick
Colorado?
Adjuster. No. I don't know where he's at.
The only Lego Nick, well, there are two Lego Nicks I can think of. One is TwinLUG, and one is the one that builds all the replica weapons.
He's NIK Nick.
Oh, okay. I like Nick of Time Nick. Or Nick your face shaving Nick.
I think he's of Asian persuasion, so it's probably short for something else.
Ah, okay. Then I'm pretty sure I'm not familiar with him.
I took a selfie with him at a show. I don't remember what show it was.
Then he must be famous.
Well, he is now. He took
Now
a
that
picture
you
with
mentioned
me.
on this stream. Welcome to Stardom.
That show. No, he was at Brick World.
He very well could have been. I just am not familiar with him. Or sure he was. If he's cool, he likes Castle. Okay. Looks vaguely familiar. I think I might have seen him at Brick World.
Yeah, he was at Brick World. I'm going to see if he's at Slopes too. I did not take nearly as many pictures at Slopes as I did in Chicago.
Well, it's no Brick World Chicago.
Well, I was having so much more fun that I just forgot to take my camera out.
Don't believe that for an instant.
Oh, you have no idea. I'm telling you, man.
This is Larry we're talking about here. So
yeah. Hello.
So, why does this Brick Adjuster person have a competing show on right now?
Of course, this happened at Brick World Chicago.
Who authorized this? I don't see a Brick Adjuster in there. I see a Cody in there.
That's Cody and Ben.
Oh, I don't know that I'm familiar with Ben.
Ben!
There's the other.
No, Ben? What's his handle? Damn it.
If it's not Z Cerebrus.
He posts quite a bit on the Instagram machine. I'm sure it won't take me long to find something.
Oh, good night, Bunny Bricks.
night.
From a while ago.
It happens. Can't stay here
Is it-
all night.
What you call quickly pulling up on the Insta?
Dude, seriously. Oh, my
Are you sure you know how to use that? You are pretty old.
That's fine. It's fine. Totally
I'm
fine.
also pretty old.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to try a different way. Come on. Send them stuff. Benjamin. There he is. Brickin' with Bubba. That's who it is.
What sounds vaguely familiar?
Oh, I mean, if you're even on the Instagram,
Oh, well, no, not on Instagram.
No, not me either.
it's. I know, Kevin, you're old.
Yep. Good one.
That was exactly a same to you, but more of it moment.
That was obvious. Thank you for explaining your joke. Apparently,
Well,
it's meant to do that today
This
on this
this
stream.
this panel is pretty thick. So we were having a little bit of a debate about how we want this castle to look. Do we want a clean, all gray kind of look, but with a little greedling? Because we certainly don't want just flat, boring.
Not like a space build.
Right. Flat and boring like space. We want it to be cool and greedled like castle. But how much color would we want to incorporate? Now, I saw a really cool, well done castle, and he managed to use old gray to give it the subtle color differences, as opposed to like doing dark gray or sand green or tan or something else. If the castle is supposed to be kind of a nice and well-kept castle, how much color variation should there be?
Well, how many people are building this castle? Is it everyone has a wall?
No. It's me and Jerry, basically.
Oh, well, then you've got a lot more freedom. I was going to say,
I got
if you have a lot of people involved, I would keep it to one accent color and a technique or two to utilize. But if only the two of you are doing it, then you've got some more freedom. I'm not a big fan of the light bluish gray, old gray, intentional
combo
accent. Yeah, I don't think it looks okay, but I don't do that myself.
I think it's hard to do really well. The one I was looking at was done really well. It's kind of what I'm going off of with this pattern. Where's the other one? Now, see, I've got another one where basically kind of the same pattern, but we've got like tan, very, very little amounts, but he also has a lot more like snot techniques, which is okay, except when you see like that.
Oh yeah, that's messy building in my opinion.
Yeah, it's messy with all the holes. I don't like seeing the holes.
There's some builders that do that phenomenally well, and I would say that 3/4 of builders that try to do that overdo it or don't do it well, so it looks like a mess.
Now here's one where they built. It is all vertical.
Yeah, that's complicated.
Yeah, but that requires all. You need all the plates. You need shields and triangles and
Yeah.
We're not doing that. No, sir.
And that's you're looking at doubling or tripling your work to do that type of
Oh, yeah. This is kind of what I'm going for. This is the guy that did the two different grays, old and new. Not really focusing very well on that phone, but I mean, that looks pretty clean, yet it looks like stone is what you're trying to do.
Yep.
Without just being straight masonry brick.
Yep. And that's what like I said, I would go for like a second color, maybe a very small bit of a third color to go with it, but a combination of accent color and rebling. But I'll try to stick with either I'm doing plates or I'm doing ingots or I'm doing some other, but I try not to mix those up too much. Or sorry, either tiles or ingots or the profile brick.
Mm-hmm. And what I want to do is add a little bit of variation to the corner inserts, those Jordan corners I was talking about, because if you leave them as they are, they just look a little bit too patterned, and it kind of draws your eye because it's patterned. But if you cut it up a little bit, unfortunately, the way it's constructed, you have to use like 1x2 cheese slopes. You can't. I mean, unless you have a hole, you can't do 1x1 cheese slopes.
Yeah, and that's if it's only 1x2s, that doesn't look
it's
good
tricky
at all.
I know,
and
it's
like
tricky.
me saying that the builder that you showed was covering their seams with that, but then it looked too patterned, too intentional for my liking.
Well, and here's using a variation of a couple of different colors, plus using one of those 1x2 rounded pieces, just to give it.
That's hard because then you're going to go from horizontal offsets to vertical offsets when you get to the wall, unless you're running your tiles up or vertical instead of horizontal.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to integrate, because if I'm going to do just a whole bunch of panels just to start stacking, which would be the easy assembly line version, it's going to be tricky knowing, okay, well, this is going to go here, and it's got a little bit of the color on the edge, so I need to have the corner carry it over. Because what I'd like to do is, kind of with my dice tower, how I brought the colors around corners.
Yeah, yep. I'll do the same thing where I'll try to mix some, I know what you mean.
That mess.
Well, it depends on what it's supposed to represent. Is it supposed to represent just bricks that are offset? Is it supposed to represent bricks that are deteriorating? Was there just a variety of color when it was built in the first place? I mean, it depends on what you're trying to show there. And I would want to know what my intentions are with that before I start doing that.
It's patina. Because sometimes I like to use fancy words.
Is it natural patina?
Natural patina.
Yeah.
However, there is something really cool that I want to do. One of the corners.
Like Night Bear build in the snow?
Oh. No. It's been done ad nauseum.
At Region.
What I'm going to do, there's going to be a corner of the second level of rooms, I guess. There's three big rooms, 3 medium rooms, and then 4 tower rooms above that. Anyway, the medium-sized rooms, I'm gonna make a big hole in the wall. It looks like they're going to be repairing and rebuilding a big hole in the wall where a dragon recently put a fireball through the castle. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
So you're gonna you're going to blacken some of the bricks.
I will.
Good luck with that. I'm interested to see how you do that.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty amazing.
Good.
If I do say so myself.
You did.
We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We're gonna do what they say can't be done. Anyone?
Nope.
Smoking the Bandit.
What? Are you kidding, Kevin?
I don't know that we have the same taste in music.
It's not music, it's a movie.
Oh, what is it again?
We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We're gonna do what they say can't be done.
I already said it.
I do not know.
1977, Smoking the Bandit.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I've only seen that once. I'm not the biggest fan of that.
Oh, dude, it's a great movie.
It's fine.
No, it's for its time. It's a classic.
It's good.
Definitely not a
The
classic.
only good part about two
Oh,
is
it is a classic.
the second part. The second one, the truck messed up was pretty good. The desert thing. Oh my god. She deleted something. Yep.
Which is the one where Burt Reynolds isn't in it? I think it's
I
Cannibal.
think that was three or four.
Smokey and the Bandit 3, yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
2 was with Dom DeLuise and the elephant.
Yep, that was a good. Well, the desert scene was the best part of the whole movie. That was the only part worth watching, rewatching, and rewatching and rewatching.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then you got Cannonball Run. Great movie.
Yeah,
Jackie Chan was in that movie.
they just showed. There was something on Facebook recently about 80s, and they showed the picture of the cast. That was a good movie. I like that. 2 was okay, but 1 was definitely the best. I think Barbara Bach might have been in.
Oh, heck yeah, she was. She was with some other hottie, some other supermodel poster girl.
Crazy.
And they were driving the Lamborghini.
Red one, then it became a white one, or white one, then became a red one. I can't remember. I think it was white, then one became red. You guys aren't gonna think I'm drunk if I tell you this, am I? Are you? That white Lamborghini is vanished, but there's a red one, and it's honking its horn. Got 2 great-looking chicks in it. I put that in the wrong spot. Dang it.
That's what she said.
Yep.
You
beat me to it.
Distracted by the movie. Movie reference, do not. Let's see. That's 3365, 3366. What? Yeah. 3661. Maybe those. Try to come back to that. And the low numbers. What's that?
Don't know if I'm thrilled about that look.
I hate to even ask this, but what would you say is your favorite 80s movie?
Oh, you gotta be more specific. You gotta pick a genre.
No, I don't.
My favorite 80s movie? Empire.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, forgetting.
I told you.
Yeah.
But no. But no. Well, that's a boring window.
96. Right? Seems way too low. I think that's. Yep. Nope. That's right. That pink bicycle.
I want to ride my bicycle.
I was like, pig bicycle,
Ride my-
pig bicycle, pig bicycle.
Yeah. If you want to
Great minds think alike.
take that one.
That's funny, Z.
What is Z saying now?
Oh, he said Aliens is a great movie. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
Aliens is fine.
Weird Science is good. I like Dude.
Weird Skinsy. I've never seen that or heard of it.
Yeah. Juju's really having trouble with spelling tonight.
Like,
all right. I think he's having some issues with his Tang, I think.
yeah,
Tang
DJ
Tang
Tang is having a hard time.
Been there, done that.
The Tang is a little strong tonight, I think. Just a little bit.
With a little bit of Tang, yes, a little bit of Tang.
A spoonful of Tang makes the vodka go down.
The vodka.
The vodka go down.
Have you seen a Kentucky Fried Movie?
Oh, no.
No?
I have not seen that movie. I mean, out of all the movies that should absolutely have been watched by this guy.
Wow.
I know, dude.
That's pretty entertaining.
I can't watch every movie ever made.
Oh.
But that should be on the list. I agree.
Have you seen the Onion movie from the 90s? I think it was the 90s.
The Onion movie?
Made by the Onion newspaper out of Madison.
Oh, The Onion? Yeah, no, I haven't.
Yep. Very similar to the Kentucky Fried movie. But also recommended. I'm not saying that Kentucky Fried Movie isn't even in the running for my favorite movie of the 80s, but I really enjoy it. I have a lot of movies that I enjoy from the 80s, so. I will say that, jumping back again, that, what's his name? Henry, the guy that plays Superman in the DC movies, Henry Cavill, is a pretty excellent Superman.
And not a bad Witcher either.
Oh, he's a very good Witcher. I would probably say he's a better Superman than Christopher Reeves, but I do really like Christopher Reeves Superman. He's a much better wholesome Superman. And his Clark Kent is better as well. Are you always drunk then, Jude? I'm a big fan of Lady Hawk. It is one of my favorite 80s movies. There's a movie in the 80s called Flesh and Blood. That's a Castle movie that's pretty good. I would say the old Robin Hood with Errol Flynn. Yes, Princess Bride for sure. What else? Robin Hood Men in Tights is very good.
Loved Men in Tights. Good movie. That was Mel Brooks, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh, what was the movie where... So, Little John was in... What was the movie he was in where he's wearing the assless chaps?
That might have been Men in Tights.
No, you're getting that mixed up. Dang it, he was... It's killing me. It was like American Pie 2 or 3. Oh yeah, it was one of those. It was one of the American Pie movies.
Oh yes, American Pie 3, I believe.
Yes. Because they're doing like a bachelor party or something.
I forgot that was him.
Uh-huh. Yep, same guy.
I mean, that didn't rocket him into stardom. That's so surprising.
No. But I'll tell you, Cary Elwes, very versatile actor.
Yes, but I feel like he was kind of typecast into that afterwards.
Well, a little bit, but then he was in Saw. I mean,
yep.
He did some different stuff.
No, dude, Jude Reed said that. I didn't read your post.
What?
If you happen to have one that kind of was close to it.
You know what I can't find to possess? I sometimes catch it once in a while somewhere on the streaming services. Once Upon a Deadpool.
I own it.
You own it? Oh, dog. I didn't think I needed to buy it, but then no one has it. You can't find it anywhere.
Really?
It just so happened to be playing on our cruise ship we went to on our cruise to Alaska. I'm like, oh, damn. You gotta watch this.
Yeah. I found it used at a family video back when they were still in business.
Mm.
Yeah, probably own more videos than. I'm sure I own more videos than all of everyone on the chat combined, or on the streaming combined. Maybe on the chat, I don't know. I did clear out my VHS collection finally, like last year, so that cut down my collection by.
I just took a huge bin to Second and Charles.
Mine's somewhere.
Which is a. You guys have
I'm
Second.
familiar with it.
Are you okay? What's great is you could take anything there. I mean, books, DVDs, Funko Pop dolls, games, just all kinds of used crap. And they'll give you some dough for it.
You keep coming across my cassette tapes once in a while.
Okay. This is my collection of white brick that's larger than 1x4.
Dang.
Yeah. I didn't realize I had this much, but that bottom right stack is those 1x16s I got off of Lego for like 2 cents a piece. There's 100 or 220 of them there.
Holy God.
Right in here.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
I
pretty sweet.
would say that's
I'm trying to accurately determine what I have. What was that?
What was in a case? Let's see. What was in a case? What was in a case? Let's put that on there.
I was pointing out why I'm spending.
One by 16 bricks. There was 450 in a case.
Good night, Brett.
Night, Brett.
Which means I have. Oh yeah.
You've almost
you have more than I do, Reed. You have a bigger.
Well, if I have the full case, I might have. If I don't, I can't. I know I had a boatload. I don't know if I had it with a full case. I know I had a ton because I was, but I think it was all red at one point, and I traded for white because I bought a case of red because I was doing Larry would know I was gonna do Union Tower over there in Lakewood.
Oh, you traded white for red? I'm sorry to hear that. Red's a throwaway color.
The red tower over there. I was gonna build that out Lego one year, and I got too big. And I was like, I'm done. Now, I traded with Mark Mancuso, which Larry knows who that is. I traded some of my red for white when he left before.
Oh, you traded red for white. That's a great move, in my opinion. Trading white for red, though, would be
no
big loss.
And that's what a lot of my mills underneath are. A lot of the red ones because I'm not using them.
Oh, yeah, that's what I use red for mostly is under brick.
And the whites are on the edges. Fun.
All right, what do you think? Should we call it?
Can.
That'd be fine with me. I'm glad you joined us for a little while, Larry.
Yeah, I was trying to make some money tonight. I didn't really do that well because I didn't get. I was thinking it was going to be a really good day to go door dashing because it snowed today.
Really?
But it didn't snow enough. It needs to be really, really crappy driving.
Yeah.
Where all of the dashers decide, I don't want to go out, and I'm like, I'll go.
We got lots of rain.
I'll go.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Yeah. There was the one night, 2 big storms ago that I made it was in the neighborhood of like $60 an hour. Just delivering people $60 an hour.
Oh, geez, I thought you said 6. I'm like, that's horrible.
Oh no. The average is around 20 to 25, which isn't awesome. But if you're doing like Friday night dinner, Saturday night dinner, it's pretty busy and they have bonuses and stuff, so it's more like $30 to $35 an hour.
Yeah, that's worthwhile.
Just depending on it's all about picking the right runs and not. And sometimes though, depending on how they set it up, you kind of have to take every run, and that kind of blows. But the one night it was like they were doing an hourly rate, which is great because it was snowing. It was taking longer to get to places, so if you're getting paid to drive through the snow, well, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
But then they were adding like a $6. They're like adding $6 per hour on top of that.
Wow.
And so yeah, it was highly lucrative, and everybody was tipping really well because they're like, "Oh, thank you for bringing us our Taco Bell, through a foot of snow." You're like, "Yeah, you're an asshole." But I'll take your money. Taco Bell. At least get something that's not going to make my car smell like crap. It's something good. Anyway.
You guys ready to call it? Okay.
I'm ready to call it. Next week.
What's next week?
Next week is Jesse doing another like one shot to kill people off.
Oh, it's another one shot.
Come up with a temporary character.
I guess I'm done then. I only have permanent characters now.
So, anyway.
All right, good night, all. Good night,
Good night, all.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Z.
Let's see here. Good night, everybody.